carrying on. And I like to fuck with people. You know, I can gauge pretty much where they're at, you know, and I'll be talking to them.
No, not
And,
you.
this woman, she was like, everything, this is racist, and that's racist, and this is racist. And I was just like agreeing with her. Yeah, it is. That's racist as shit, man. It really is. I can't believe it. Did you know? I told her, I said, did you know that the police have black people seeking bullets? And she's like,
Wait, what?
they do? And I said, yeah, they have black people seeking bullets. They can shoot it into a crowd and it will miss all the white people and hit the first black person that it comes upon right away, because that's how racist the police are. And she goes, man, that sucks. Man, why don't somebody do something about that? And I was just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
They got color-seeking bullets now?
Yeah, black people.
That's
I mean, that's high tech.
Yeah.
Hey, it started
Black
bullets.
It started with the turban-seeking missiles that they developed for the Gulf War, right?
Anybody wearing a turban.
Turban-seeking
Martin.
They'll have
Turban.
breath-seeking ones in the future, so you don't breathe unless you pay for CO2 taxes and stuff.
Yeah, right? Give it some time.
Hey, Vlad, did I get you?
And the bullet.
It's good to see
Hey,
our guests, our guys streaming in with us. Larry, what's good? Disc Lord,
What's up,
happening?
fam?
Oh, hey, guys.
Brenda's worst nightmare. It must be Roger.
Yep.
Yeah,
I thought I got that smile out of you a minute ago, dude. I saw it. You read it. You get that grin.
I gotta tell you, like that, Sav, I always encourage strong discourse, and that was probably the most fun, strong discourse I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I got a little love for Karen. I got a
love
little love
drama.
for Sav, and that shit was just like, wow. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you find out the truth. That's where you find out shit. You just go at each other, because the smartest people in the room, the more they go at each other, the more truth you get out of it. And I was just like sitting back. I was like, damn, this is good. Damn, this is good. I was really happy. I was really happy. You know, I was.
You did the same thing when I was yelling at my sister.
It was
when we were home for
uncomfortable.
Thanksgiving.
It was uncomfortable.
Yes, it was
but
uncomfortable.
It's like, hey, man, discomfort is where you get, whether you're lifting weights or running. When you put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, man, it prepares you for the future. So
Yeah.
I think
You got to admit on your end, you threw a serious bias in during that entire thing.
Yeah, I'm biased because I've been hanging out with these cats for 10 years.
I know.
I'm not denying it.
Wouldn't we all just accept the fact that we're all biased about things sometimes?
Basically, she was allowed to go ahead and fucking start going off and being a shit. But if I retaliate in a similar manner, then I'm in the wrong. See, that's fucked up. You don't have it's like you guys don't have the ability to be unbiased.
So what I will say to you on this is that what I'll say on this is that, like, literally, you've got a lot of outreach that's going on, and we're giving you a lot because I think you're a smart motherfucker. You know, you're super smart. So like, I'm giving you that alleyway, but then I also want to see. I also want to see Karen come in. I want to see you guys battle, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's what I want to see. I want to see you guys butt heads and figure it out.
You can't put a plug in my gun then.
Well, I kind of have to. I'm running a show, and I got to make sure that it doesn't turn into a shit
plug
show.
Her gun.
Yeah, she kind of plugged her. She kind of turned herself off.
No, I just don't want people to yell.
Yeah,
that's all, and that's it. And
what you have to say is
really
know
important.
me. Look, I'm only going to give back what I receive.
But you didn't even let me finish what I was saying.
It's just an excuse for it, and there isn't one.
There's not. I wasn't going to talk about an excuse. You're literally listening to reply and not to respond or actually
listen. You mean
so
then what was your take on that part there, Nicole?
I just think that Tinfoil Sombrero is very new. We don't really have a format, and from a PR and production standpoint, which is what my background is in, I think that there were some boundaries that were established that are, ethical. And it doesn't have, and it's not like, I'm not trying to say that I want to play Switzerland or anything like that, because I have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I just feel like it really sucks when you get talked over.
Guys,
And it
so
really
just
sucks
I'm
when
sorry to
you're
cut you
trying
off.
to communicate to somebody and they're calling you names.
All right, guys. So what she means by playing Switzerland, she's talking about like being fair. She wanted to be neutral.
Neutrality.
She didn't mean she was selling chocolates or anything else like
No,
that.
no.
Or watches.
Or
I mean, just
cheese.
mushroom
Or
chocolate.
Or
cheese.
cheese,
It's
yes,
fine.
or
Okay,
holy
so
cheese.
that perceived neutrality that you speak of, okay, was not employed. Because if there was a perceived neutrality, then when she threw the first fucking volley of her bullshit, nobody bothered to step
You
in and
guys
say,
went
now,
into it
now.
knowing that both of you were going to throw a volley, and so I'm not going to blame
I wasn't
either of
there
you
to
for
throw a
throwing the
volley.
first
I
volley.
wasn't there to throw a volley. I
Okay,
wasn't there
that's
to throw a
defensive.
volley. She came on to throw her volley
Why are you defending yourself?
because you're rewriting things that weren't there. I
No,
wasn't there to argue with her. I didn't start anything with her at all. She got
didn't say
bent.
that.
Listen to me. She got bent when I brought up the fact that if you know already that you're going to be in a cold environment that's going to fuck batteries up, wouldn't you take the precautions as to not have excess shit running that you don't need in the first place? I'm just saying. She did not like that at all. And then she lost her fucking shit on me.
Because she's being mama bear right now, and she really cares about.
And
the
she's
people.
emotional and she has no place to
Well, so are
analyze
you.
it. How
I know
so?
I could get. I'm not gonna lie. I know I could get emotional. I could get very high.
I get emotional too. I'm
Okay.
I'm
you
the
know.
ultimate
All right.
ranter of all time.
You guys are both.
Yeah.
You guys are both veterans. You guys are both military.
Yeah.
When you're like, I grew up with military family. Nobody taught me resilience. Guess what I got? PTSD. Diagnosed.
That's an
sucks.
energy though. Look, my fiance was rewinding the video back, and
Yeah, and
Pebble's
I'm
reaction,
about to do that.
Pebble's
I'm sorry.
reaction
Go ahead.
behind what she was seeing was something dark, because what it pulled out of my fiance was something dark. So I had to go back and look at it.
Okay.
And
It's
the
triggering.
reaction, hold on one second. The reaction is kind of revealing in some ways. And I'm not against Karen B. I've been knowing about Karen B for about 3 years. And there's just some things through time that I just don't, follow with certain aspects. And I just don't think
Roger,
that,
is that you?
I is me, sorry.
I think the
I'm
way
off of
she handled that was so out of line.
Rager.
No.
Damn it.
I think
I would say that yes,
that my fault?
that could be improved upon.
yeah, we could all improve on this. You guys don't realize the amount of shit we got out of tonight. The amount that we had to fight, we were fighting each other. We got so much great stuff. I mean, you guys don't understand this, and maybe you do. Maybe you do understand, but
Nobody
we got
remembers
so
Full
much
Metal
good stuff.
Jacket like mashup with Rudolph. Like, can we just talk about that? Because that was fucking funny.
We got so much stuff out of it. We got so much stuff. You don't have to understand when you drive narratives together. Everybody gets call it a truth out of it or a falsehood out of it. The harder that you drive in this situation, the more you get out of it. There was so much good shit that came out of it tonight, and I think it's gonna start to flourish for us in about a month or so, or maybe 2 months. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but like it's literally we went so hard at each other with our own good brains that it's going to show some really nice stuff. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
We are
Now,
all
to
experiencing
answer-
a mass trauma.
Yes. So to answer I Am Wilson, it is a globe. Now, if you understand the story of Atlas, is he holding up a globe? Or is he restricted to where he is to hold up the globe? That's a question for you, I Am Wilson. Do a little bit more research, my friend. I'm sure you're a good
It's the
dude. I'm
sky,
sure-
dude. He's holding the sky.
He's not
That's
holding the
it.
globe.
Yeah.
I Am Wilson, and I kind of wanted I Am Wilson to kind of seek that truth, but I Am Wilson is so smart, he knows everything. We love you here, I Am Wilson, even though you're a glober down under. Go eat your Vegemite and go find some answers, my friend. So let's Roger.
I'm not doing anything, honest.
That's you pounding on that thing. You're like, I hear doom, 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 doom. It's like you playing the bongos or something, man.
My computer actually fell over. That's what kind of happened just now. Sorry.
Roger, I swear. Okay, guys, for
got
the
you.
moment you guys have all been waiting for, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play that little discourse that we had with Karen B, and then we can kind of dissect it from there. Okay. I am Wilson.
Sounds
It's I am Wilson, man. Go fight a kangaroo, man. Let me go play this thing. If you came back at me,
Austin was on Nathan Oakley, and he said, "I just wanted to see for myself." And Oakley
That's
just
not-
said,
but-
"Well, how
but
nice and fucking selfish of you," you know.
yeah,
Yep.
but that's the thing, right? It's like, listen, man, you have motherfuckers here that pay your fucking channel on Rumble and YouTube, right? They buy your fucking hats, your goddamn shirts, and everything else. They do all this bullshit, this extra fucking bullshit. We want to see what the fuck this sun is doing. All right. Does it mean that the earth is a ball or it's, no,
No.
it doesn't, right? It doesn't. We understand that
From the
part.
beginning.
But we're here, we're watching, we're tuned in. Do your fucking job. Okay, you could say to your fucking blue in the face, well, I don't have to do this. You're right, motherfucker. You don't have to do it, but you chose to do it. You chose to do it, and you chose to have us fucking tune in and watch your ass. Do your fucking job. Even if it doesn't fucking require you to have a fucking camera, be like, hey, I bought 10 extra cameras, goddammit. So if one goes down, the other 9 don't. So just in case somebody's going to say, hey, I need this footage or I want this footage, you'll have a multitude of different footages to give everybody. This is what blows my mind. It doesn't fucking cross. These are grown men too. It's not like he's a kid.
Vlad, beyond that, most of us said that the final experiment is a misnomer. Like, regardless of what they found, we don't exactly believe that the lights in the sky says anything about where we live. So I think the final experiment was a misnomer from the start. Hey, Karen's here. Let her chime in.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
let's can we play? Hi, Karen.
Hi.
What's up,
How you
Karen?
doing,
Karen?
What's
Hi.
up?
I sense a rant rumbling up your spine right now.
Well, you know
I
what?
just
Because
kind of
there's
smell
a
it.
lot- hold on. And I'm just gonna. There's a lot of things that I have not said about photography and how lenses and reflections and all of those things work. So I'm listening to you guys talk about these theories and where the light possibly is. So I'm very interested, and I feel like I am going to agree with what Karen has to say.
Look, I don't have a
Of
whole bunch of
course.
like insight right now because first of all, our guys just barely got home. We have not seen but a fraction of the video and the data and the stuff that they have got. Like for me personally, the fact that our guys were not streaming so much and they were like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That to me speaks volumes because as someone who has actually been out somewhere in real life trying to do a test like this, because in case anybody doesn't remember, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, but in 2018, me and Effie Core, a number of men, we all went out into Hungary on Lake Balaton, right? And we did those long distance laser measurements. Every single one of them was a globe debunker. Okay. But I just want to tell everybody that when I went to Hungary in February, which is winter, and the lake, we were expecting the lake to freeze over. I had no idea how cold it would be. No idea. And it was so cold that it hurt. Every bone in my body hurt. I'm a young person. Like I felt like at that time I was in very good shape. I was exercising regularly. I went to Lake Balaton and I felt like I was very ill prepared for what I walked into. I mean, I remember being there trying to look for the laser, and there was literally freezing hail and stuff like coming at my eyeballs. Okay, it was all I could do to like take my glove off long enough to push buttons on the camera and then put the glove back on so my hands weren't freezing off. I don't think anybody understands how difficult it is to operate cameras and this type of sensitive equipment, because cameras,
Shit.
microphones, recording devices, these are all very sensitive types of equipment, and you're
Oh, you didn't
taking
know
them
that, huh?
into sub-zero temperatures.
My face says it all, baby. Let me see them eyes. Let me see
And
them
stuff like
eyes.
coming at my eyeballs. Okay, it was all I could do to like take my glove off long enough to push buttons on the camera and then put the glove back on so my hands weren't freezing off. I don't think anybody understands how difficult it is to operate cameras and this type of sensitive equipment, because cameras, microphones, recording devices, these are all very sensitive types of equipment, and you're taking them into sub-zero temperatures. This is not easy. Your batteries drain faster. Sometimes things just don't work right. Your connections cannot work right, because you're talking about a temperature is a major coefficient of anything when you go out into the field, right? So when things freeze, they shrink. Connections may not work properly, right? Because the heat and the expansion and stuff like that. Like, I just feel like nobody is giving anybody any sort of give for what they went and did. Well, maybe that's because everybody thinks it was fake. Well, again, why don't you guys wait until they come back with all the data and show us what they recorded and the readings they took and everything, and then maybe we can decipher that after the fact. But it's like, man, they can't even get off the plane. They can't even come back. They can't even cross the equator, and everybody's like, it's fake, they're shills, everything's fake. Well, why don't you let them bring back the data? That's what I don't get. Why don't you let them bring everything back?
Karen, I know it was supposedly really, really cold. And like you said, batteries and electronics react badly to cold. Right? People that have bought electronic cars have found out that the cold is greatly impacting their ability, as if people have found that the heat does as well. And that's why I would say it would probably be prudent also to be saving as much video resource and everything else as you possibly could, to not put a drain on that battery in order to be able to stream.
Right. So why should they be wasting batteries live streaming for
I know.
24
Why
hours?
would they waste batteries by having chroma key turned on?
There we go.
That eats up a lot of
How's that a
resources.
waste?
Right
How's
now,
that a waste?
do you ever use you know what though? Do you know what it means to change your batteries, your camera settings? Like, for me, I felt like it was completely understandable for them to be going through everything that they went through, all the hoops they just jumped through to go to Antarctica, and he takes and don't talk over me. And he takes his laptop down to Antarctica.
And you see, and that then thus that's where it begins. Like,
See
I
how
wasn't even
difficult it was?
looking. Yeah,
See how difficult that was to turn off? Oh shit, look at there. And my fucking CPU meter went way down when that happened.
And we'll go back to the video. That right there, I had to like, that was tough. Like, I wasn't even looking at the screen, and I was sitting there nodding, and I was acting accordingly. I wasn't even looking at the replay, but hearing it over again, it almost felt like I was watching it again, and I was shaking my head. And then I looked up, and I was doing the exact same fucking movements. I was like, holy shit, I still feel the same way. Nothing's changed.
Vlad, but, that look on your face was priceless too. That eye roll, I was like, I know. When you did it the first time, I was like, I know, I'm right there with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm just like, listen, we're not stupid. We know that batteries die, like electronics get wonky. But this is what I mentioned earlier. Like, you go to the collective. Hey, I know it's going to be cold, but you guys have filmed in cold places. People from Minnesota, I know you do this. Or, we have what's his name? Hello, everybody. I did this over the lake. Yeah, what's his name? Taboo Conspiracy.
Ben.
Hello, everybody. I just did a long range, blah, blah, blah. So you ask him, hey, what does it look like when we have this much cold, and this is what the kind of equipment I'm bringing? Should I then use this? How would I go about doing that? We have so many people that are smart in these places that could give you good answers, right? Some people that will give you good answers, some people that will give you better answers, but they'll give you answers. You don't have to do this by yourself. You have a collective over here. You have a wealth of knowledge. These people know so much when it comes to camera equipment. The flat earth community is, we got Nicole over here that knows about this camera shit. You know what I'm saying? And
she does know a lot about cameras.
Actually, that's what I was talking about.
So it's like you can ask her, but I'm saying the guys that went, Nicole. You know what I'm saying? Ask Nicole, or ask people like Nicole if you don't know Nicole, right? There's so many people like Nicole that do this in places like that, that they will know what, hey, bring pantyhose, put pantyhose around it. It protects the camera from this. And then
Yeah,
use this.
where's your
you know what I-
Vaseline? There's a
Right.
whole bunch of tips and tricks for
There-
cameras. But yes, I agree with Karen that that place would be a very difficult place to be able to achieve a 24-hour stream.
We know,
Even
but
a
we know.
24-hour, like even in this loft, it would be difficult to do that because of data and how much it takes and how much you have to pay attention. Also, can you imagine doing a 24-hour live stream of 16 millimeter or 8 millimeter?
No, but here's what I'm saying about that, Nicole, is that you have redundancy measures. You have measures on top of measures to alleviate this issue, to say, hey, at this point right here, and this is why you have redundancy measures, because shit fucks up, shit breaks, especially in harsh environments like that. So then you want to
hold on.
approach
Can I pause
it-
you? Just when you're saying redundancy measures, you remember in that McToon video where he had the Stonehenge, the markers?
Oh, I know. No, I
So
don't.
there's a bunch of live streams of McToon. He's in the one where he's yelling on the phone, but he
Where are
had
the
set up
guns
in front
at?
of his main tripod. He set up sort of little ice sculptures, and those, and you can see them. They're kind of secondary in the, they're in all of the live streams and everything. They're like little tickers. And those little shadows on those tiny little Stonehenge things, they move so subtly. It's really bizarre. So what do you mean about redundancy? Because I'm not sure.
So redundancy measures, like one camera goes down, you have 6 others sitting right there recording.
It's
You have
backup.
cameras go down, you have multiple backups, backup on top of a backup.
Yeah.
One thing I
Yeah.
learned in the military,
all
and I'm not
right,
saying
okay.
that just because, you know what I'm saying? So
Redundancy.
Yeah,
one
redundancy
thing,
saying yes. So you have
yes,
like
backup,
no matter
backup on a
what, if you have
backup
to
on a
change the
backup.
battery
And
on this one, there's always
yes,
going to be several
and
other
so
cameras that are running at the same time. Yes.
yes. So that's the thing, is you could say, hey, after camera 1 went down, camera 1 I can't rely on. I'll have to remove camera 1. I have camera 2 to 10, right?
Channels.
And then all of these, channels or cameras, sure, whatever. And then all of
Surveillance,
these,
like, yeah.
yes, that too. And so all of these different points of observation, you can always refer to. If one be like, this one went down, but this one is still up. This one went down, but this one's still up. You sync them all together. You're like, hey, I have all of this data. And then here's my thing. You have to approach it in a way to where you give your audience confidence that you went about it as you're like, look, man, I did the best I fucking could. Like, I had so many of this and so much of that. Even when Lowry was asking them questions, I was like, why did they not figure this into their fucking thing? Every hour we need to see what elevation the goddamn sun is at. I'm stupid. I know this shit.
Listen,
Right?
I'm going to tell you real quick. You see this little camera right here? This is what I take with me if I'm going to do something outside, right? If I'm going to film things and if I'm going someplace to film them, I not only take this camera with me, but I take a couple of extra batteries as well, fully charged. Okay. And the reason I do that is because depending on how much zooming in and out I do with the focus thing here, depending on how much of that I do will depend on how long the battery life in this camera works. Okay. Because the more things I have to do with the video, it eats up battery. Now, if it's cold, that's another consideration I take into account too. So I make very much careful to keep my hand at least over the part of the thing that has the battery in it to at least give it a little bit of warmth and protect it from the cold. I've also got the other batteries on my inside coat pocket. Now, another thing that I do is I take every precaution operating the camera to extend the life of the battery as long as possible. So that means that I only zoom in on things that I need to. So this is a good example of how you take these precautions, knowing prior to going the conditions you're going to be in.
Dude, why didn't they
Not
have
to mention-
fish like ice fishing huts set up where the camera was like had like a little ice fishing hut. So
Yeah,
you
I
could,
mean,
you
I
could
thought of that
regulate the
too.
temperature.
Shelters of some kind or another.
Yeah, something
Um,
like the outdoor dining in New York City during the whatever. You know,
Well, I
why
think,
didn't they
like,
have?
I
Why
think
didn't
that
they
this
set up
whole
little
thing
things
was
like
something
that?
more than what
see,
it purported to
awesome.
be.
The Awesome Town Matt brings up a couple of good things. Let me go to the first one. Awesome Town Matt, what's happening? Welcome, family. So the batteries were not an issue according to them. The issue was Starlink went down. Because
Dude,
you're
it's
right.
fucking Elon's fault. Elon fucking
All right,
took it
it's all
down, the
his.
motherfucker.
So that's
Fuck.
but that's what I'm saying.
He killed my
We can't-
friend.
No,
No,
but
he killed my friend. Elon killed my friend.
Elon is
No,
is
he
a
killed my fucking
common
friend from high school. I know.
common
he did.
enemy in some circles. Just let's let it go.
Okay.
Let
I'm
it
not
go.
going to talk
Keep-
about
keep
that
going,
right now,
keep
but
going.
I know
All
that
right.
he fucking killed my friend.
Yeah.
Starlink obviously came back online because they were streaming the rest of the time. So where did the video go? So that's a really good fucking question, right?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
that's a good point, and that's something Sav has been fucking poking at for a minute, right? He's like, yo, all we wanted was that live fucking stream. Now, like to kind of back that up, but to play devil's advocate at the same time, like we understand that they're in a place to where like it's almost like the Wild West. Like if something goes offline, you kind of get it because of how far they are away from things. But somebody mentioned a good point too. Well, the I think it might have been Maria or Carrie Skates that said, but the Globe has claimed to have 24-hour footage. So how is it that the Globe can claim 24-hour footage of the sun, but we can't then get it? So here's my thing, right? We can't leave it to the judges to fucking determine whether we win or not. So we have, and we're amongst enemies. I'm gonna call it like it is. Those Globe people they're at every corner to disrupt and deceive and to fuck things up. So you have to take that into account too, and not just the weather as a detriment to the environment, right? Those Globers are also a detriment. So you do what you need to do. And then, yeah, the Starlink might go off, but you have something there to back it up. Go ahead, Porter. My bad.
And look, it's okay. I show up on Flat Earth Fridays almost every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about every Friday I show up. I talk on the panel. I know Alan. I've talked with Wissett. I want to believe in my heart of hearts that this is a true thing, that we can trust these people. Okay. I have nothing against them at all. All right. And I think we were expecting Jaron to probably hold the camera while he explains a test in its excellence of how they're going to show some type of effect of why the Globe model has already got, their proponents has already got a video, which is clearly deliberately doctored, y'all. So we would be arguing amongst ourselves, I believe. I mean, it's deliberate. If you'll just go back and watch the 24-hour footage of the McKeegans live, and it's time lapsed, and you slow it down to one, and go into your settings and slow it down to like 0.1 and pause it at different scenes where people appear. It's kind of tough to do on the phone. It's a lot easier. There's artifacts in there. Like McToon is standing in the middle of a tripod, y'all. Like that's not, I mean, even if you pause a time lapse footage and there's someone in the image, it's going to be a high definition image of them. It's just a paused image. I do a lot of film, and I'm just going to let you know. It's deliberately. All of the shadows are painted in. There's no detail within the confines of the blues. It's just, it's fake.
You see what Joey Spee said? Flat Earth Eddie Banjo did a stream tonight, and he said Witsit's in London. What?
Really? Huh? Wow.
What?
What's in London?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Why?
We would have been in London for the Candace interview. So
hello,
we
everybody,
took a
and
look at
welcome
that.
to the show.
Yeah.
Hey, have y'all,
says that
since
he's
this
in
is like
London.
conspiracy based, I want to just
It
put
makes
something
sense.
out there.
That makes sense.
Have y'all
for
ever
Candace.
seen the Las
What's in
Vegas
London?
Sphere?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
saw it last in 2023 in October. We were out in Vegas. We were
Just
there.
saying.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, we
Pretty
saw it.
trippy.
I would say like it's very, very careful. We're in a very, very careful, saucy little place right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's a lot of bullshit out
A
there.
lot was revealed
No.
tonight. A lot was revealed tonight, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that
And-
I'm going to be feeling my ears burning sometime tomorrow when coffee talk is on or some shit like that. You know,
I did really enjoy you and Karen going. I never thought that you guys would go butt to butt, head to head. That was like probably one of the most just for my personal opinion. It was funny.
She was already.
It was really
she
great.
was already rubbing my ass raw the way she acted toward Mojo.
But don't you appreciate this, Sav? Like your intellect ramming against hers. I actually got a great joy out of it. I was like, wow, this is what real good interaction is in science.
Then you should have let me talk.
Well,
I'm sorry, dude. You're biased.
Karen should have let you talk, or vice versa. I mean, it could have went both ways.
No, because you got after me for shit she was doing, muted me in lieu of her because of your fanboy feelings about it.
I didn't mute you. I didn't mute you. I think it was
whoever the fan.
I don't know who muted you. It wasn't me.
Whoever the fanboy was for that showed an increase of bias, in my opinion.
Do you see the brilliance of this, though? Is that like the greatest minds of all time are headbutting right now, and we're getting answers. Look, that's what I like. That's what I like.
There was no answers in that, though. It was nothing but ad homs and cussing. Y'all, come on.
I
didn't
participate in the ad homs, so I don't know what that is. But
our cussing back and forth though, and it was counterproductive. There was no points made. Nobody
insulting.
could get a point out. It was really not good, y'all.
It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable, but like,
and I don't really have. I don't
amateur
appreciate having to look at Karen B the way she talked now differently, because I actually respected a lot of stuff she said, but just the way she handled that. Usually, truth fears no investigation, and if you are correct, there's no need to be angry because you're so confident in your position. There's no need for anger. That's just a fact.
None of us are.
Just a fact.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and then you should be coming with so much evidence that people are going to say, all right, man, look, just give it to me a little bit at a time. This is too much. It should be coming from all angles.
And if you know it wasn't, like, y'all just have to wait. Y'all just don't know what's coming.
Yeah,
and more confident behind it. There is stuff that's going to blow out. Something like that would be a little bit more appealing. But I'm just saying, y'all.
Damn it! Let me tell you something. When I went to go see that fucking map. Did any of you people tell me to go look at that map? Nobody told me to go look at that map.
That was your idea, right? It was yours.
There's a bit of an echo.
Can I ask? I think it's you, maybe, or is it me? Yeah, when you're talking, is it my echo? Am I echoing right now?
No.
How about me? Is it me?
No, when somebody opens their line, somebody's echoing.
We're good. I'm gonna mute.
All right. So I mean, if you didn't nobody have to tell me to go fucking look at that map? Nobody did, but I took it upon myself to go do it. Cool. I was interested. There's a difference, man. You could just fucking feel it. You could smell it. You could taste it. I had to go in my pocket, right? You just know, man. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I had to.
Truth is a frequency.
I dug it in my, yeah. Like, the thing is, not only did I want to get the information to you, I was super interested in finding out this information, and because of my interest, it made y'all interested. What the fuck are those empty spaces? What the hell is that? I dug as deep as possible. I was like, we're gonna count pages, we're gonna do this, but you exactly, you could see the truth behind it. So I bring you information, and I'm like, wow, this is gonna knock your socks off, guys. And then you'll be like, what's gonna knock my socks off? You're like, well, I found this, and I found that, and I took pictures of this, and I took pictures of the surroundings, and I noticed this about the place. I would give you so much information that you're like, all right, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I guess this is just extra information. I'll just sit on it for now. We don't know what they know. We haven't seen what they've seen. I get it. But if you're not approaching it like that, if you're not approaching it to where you're attacking it, you're going to seem suspect. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I would say that. In this, I respect what you said.
Yeah, they wouldn't get paid as a producer. They wouldn't get paid if they invoiced me because they didn't deliver on what they said that they were going to deliver.
Go at it. Go full throttle. Go full throttle. Everybody in here needs to go full throttle. Use your intuition. See what happens. Dude, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. It's going to happen. It's
That
going to happen in
whole-
the next
I
Maybe
want to
we
see
fucking.
are
the
at the
rest
bottom
of
of
it
it.
too. I want to watch the rest of it back too, Vlad. I don't want to get off of that. I want to see the rest of that here. In
Oh
a
yeah,
minute.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Listen, listen to me. Listen. I've been thinking about this. Her whole appearance there was for no other reason than to steer away from the logic and back into the trust me, bro, buy a shirt fucking bullshit. No. And she got pissed off because I kept it off of that.
She, I will tell you this, Zoff. As long as I've known Karen, she is one of those people that will.
bitch.
Well, she is a lot of things, but like she definitely plays a role, and she will cordon you off and corner you on your evidence. She will do that. That's what she does.
Sure,
that's how,
she will.
And that's what that's why you guys.
Hers. She
Yeah.
didn't like me logically asking what kind of a dumb fuck goes into sub-zero weather with a laptop and leaves their screen overlay on. What kind of an idiot does that? Right?
I don't know.
Come on.
And if you don't know,
Duffy is an idiot.
But don't dump Karen. Don't dump Karen right now.
Well,
even as hard as she has to deal with, don't dump her. Don't dump her.
I dumped her a long time ago. I had her pegged for what the fuck she is, and she showed her colors tonight.
So this is why we have to ask the collective, because if you're going into a foreign environment, and then this is something that you bring to everybody, be like, yo, everybody, check this out. I know I'm going to Antarctica here in the next couple of blah, blah, blah. I spoke to a guy that's over here at Deceptions Island, whatever, at Point Magoo, Point, whatever. And then he told me while he's down there to bring these things, because then that would help with A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? This is all part of your 9 month prior to going to this place, right? This is what you bring to people. This is what you discuss with the audience. Be like, hey guys, I learned some more stuff about while I'm going to be down there. If you're really that serious about it, because if I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but did Jaron not say that he didn't want to go and he doesn't have to go? Did he not say that? Or am I wrong?
Right before you left, I got on Speaker's Corner and had a long conversation with him about it. He didn't like Duffy. He didn't want to go to start with. And the only reason he's going to verify the azimuthal glow projection map, that's what he was going to go verify, is the true Earth. So
right.
That's what he told my ass.
So right.
I don't even agree with that. Yeah.
I recall him saying he didn't want to go, and this one and that one, and it's like, okay, but then why are you going?
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
if you didn't want to go, then like that's my question. Like, then why are you going? And I didn't want to be left with that final conclusion in my own head that it's that cheese, man. That money sounds pretty fucking good. Interviews, this one and that one, but I mean that with all the deception that's in front of us, that's what we're left with. Why the hell then would you go? It's the holidays. It's cold. Well, even if the sun is there, it's fucking cold. You're leaving your family on the holidays. Why then would you want to go to a place that you said you don't want to go to? And you even said that it's cold. Could it be the money is good? Could it be that there are opportunities that we're not privy to, that maybe they're presenting to you and it looks like, certain things could turn out for you? And if that's what it is, hey, man, I'm not mad at you. I understand that's all part of the game. But if that's what it is, don't expect for the community to fucking be there for you. Don't expect for viewers like me to be there. And if you don't care about viewers like me, whatever, man, I'll take my ass and I'll do my own thing. But if you don't care about your viewers and if you don't care to do this fucking thing, then don't do it. Don't commit to it. Let them know. Yeah, but man, here's the thing. We're going to see it for what it is. We're going to see it for what it is. And if you don't care about if you don't care to do your own, and my thing is to put your stink on it. Be like, oh, if he was about it, they would have been like, oh, Jaron's the one that got a bearing of where the sun was from this perspective. If you want to know about the bearing, Jaron took so much time and care into finding the bearing. When you put your stink on something, or when you do your own due diligence for something that you give a fuck about, it shows and people could see it. When you don't, it shows and people could see it. And then excuses come up like, oh, well, the Starlink went down. And so what did you do after that? I took my ass to bed because I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I went to sleep because I was cold. I went to eat because this and that. And that's real. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But then, kind of like Saab said, you fumbled the fucking ball. You fumbled the ball,
I got
and
a question
now,
for everybody right quick. Can I ask one right quick? Did Darren not put everybody's comments to the side and he'll get back to you later after this? He pushed everybody. He didn't answer anybody's questions or anything. Pretty much, he just like said, "I'm not going to say anything." He just clammed up. Yeah.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah. So that just makes sense to look at it. But I mean, understand the pressure behind this and why everybody's going to hound the hell out of them. But the thing is that I heard it was like, go to my comment section if you want to leave something. So
are we? I think we're all clear on
That's
one
so
thing.
wrong,
And Saab, I'd like to hear your feedback on it as well as Vlad. It's like outside of your spiritual position, this is the biggest thing ever. It's the biggest thing. It's bigger than the moon landing. It's the big thing.
It's the cornerstone of the entire deception.
Yeah.
Okay. Of everything. It's the one Jenga tile that causes the entire fucking tower to fall.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how this thing works. And that's what I found is people they dance around it. They'll find out maybe the moon landing's not real, or something like that. They dance around it. But I'll be damned, as soon as you pull that tile and you realize for yourself where you are, that it's not what they told you, the rest of the whole tower starts crumbling down. And there are actually 7 stages of grief that goes along with that.
It's a big damn deal.
It is. It absolutely is. But here's the way I look at it. If you're going to fight and scratch and claw and do everything in your power to fight to have a belief that incorporates something that you absolutely have no firsthand observation of, that it was merely something that was told to you with a bunch of flimsy ass excuses to make it seem like it's so, then I say go with it. Stay. In fact, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm almost to the point where I'm saying, boo, fuck you then. I don't care,
So what would validate it for you?
I want to address something in the chat. No, this is important because I think this is really half of the problems that we're having on all of these things. So we have some sort of random person who I've never met in the chat. Name is, they're calling themselves, you can go to their Awesome Town Matt, which, go to his channel, see if he's got some videos. He says, Lowry, you're playing both sides of the fence. Seems like you're worried one of them won't like you if you call them out. A truther, quote unquote, would call someone out when they see something wrong. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say to you, Awesome Town Matt. I'm going to do this very straight and very clear. 10 years of looking at data and measuring lack of curvature or not. You're a guy that has no face on the internet. You have no picture. You have no nothing. You're just a guy called Awesome Town Matt. You know what? You want to put your picture up? You want to show it to everybody else? Please do. We'd like to see who you are. Guess what? We've been out here doing this shit with our faces on the internet for 10 years. Awesome Town Matt, come on out. We've been dealing with people like you
could
for
literally
fucking
you could
years.
literally just say you're not going to pick a side. You're not going to pick a side in the side that you're on.
Okay, well then, Awesome Town Matt, please grab the thing. Come on and talk to us. If you're really who you are, come on and talk to us. Come on, let's just chat. I have not been a person that has not talked about this. I talk about it all the time.
If you're a person who seeks the truth, you are probably going to be honest.
So come on in. Come on in, Awesome Town Matt. Let's do this. Let's have a chat. Awesome Town Matt, you got this?
Do you know
Where are you?
Do you know what the results are going to be of this, right?
Nothing. Right. He's not going to come on.
Is there a 24-hour sun in the fucking Antarctic? I don't know. Somebody somebody says that there is one again, but then we've got other people that say that there weren't, like the guy that went across it and camped, and what was that guy with National Geographic? And he wrote in the thing that they're at this same time of year that when the sun went down, it got so cold you could hardly bear it. You know, so there again, it points to another thing too. There was an awful lot of pressure, bullying tactics and shit involved to go specifically this year. All right.
Right.
Now, is it possible that they're just like two eclipses crossing over the United States in 1 year, a solar anomaly of sorts? Is it possible that every so often, every so many years, who knows, maybe every 33 years, we'll just use that number. Why the fuck not, right?
For me.
But then every 33 years or however often, there is an
Yes.
anomaly where it appears like there's a sun in the south.
And let's
So
not
there
forget.
again, with it
No,
being
let's
close
go ahead.
to
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
scientific, we have to go with the rep. That would have to be more than just one observation. Listen, you don't just watch something happen and then say, "Well, that's it." So you know, there's a lot more to go with this, and I'm in the same.
Sop,
boat.
you got a great mind, man. I really appreciate your mind. I want this guy to come on. Come on. Do you have there's a link right here. Come on, Awesome Town.
You know how many times I've asked people to come on and they won't do. They're pussies. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying. Come on, guys. I'm ready to talk. I've been dealing with this for 10 years. Awesome Town Matt, where you at? If you don't show up, you know, it's the same thing. The other thing that's going to happen is these guys that have been anti-flat earthers forever, if they still stick around, they got it wrong from the beginning. And Sav, you and I talked about this. If they're still hanging around fucking with us, I'm like, don't you have a better life to do? Like, I like to go out and do other things besides, you know, talking about flat earth. I like to go out and do other things. But there's people in here that only just do that. So they're either being paid to do it or they just are losers and they want to come into chats and do shit like this. So Awesome Town Matt, I would love for you to click on the live link so that we can talk to you. Sorry, Vlad.
When I see people outright reject logic and an approach as scientific as possible to something, when I see an objection to that, my red flags go up. I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? And I just want to also, if I'm not mistaken, she was one of the first ones to get kind of pissed off and start calling us dicks because of the mention of those guys having a way to clear their name through a polygraph test. And like I said, I don't give a fuck if they take it or don't. But it could only be to their benefit to do such a thing. That would be a way to get people that are saying you guys are lying to shut up, right? Guess who was one of the first ones to object to that? That's right, Karen. Karen was one of the first ones texting Lowry or whatever, or messaging them guys or being in the chat or whatever the fuck she was doing, saying, oh, look, you guys are being dicks and shit. You're calling Jaren and them liars. Well, listen to what I said.
She didn't say you were being dicks. She said you sound like dicks.
What is the difference?
There's a big difference.
What's the difference?
You have a bag of dicks somewhere.
What's the difference?
You're being a Richard. Actually, I'm being a Vladimir. Richard is my friend.
Hey, Sav, you got a fucking great mind, man. But like right now, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus at this point in time. I'm not doing it. But Awesome Town Matt, Awesome Town Matt, come on and talk to us. Let's see what you got to say.
I'd like to hear it. Go, Lowry. You really do. You need to let that go, man.
Being a dick and sounding like a dick, there is a difference. Sounding like a dick is worse because it's more personal.
Can I say something right quick? Nicole, that's a cool hat. That's all I got to say. I've been staring at it for the past 20 minutes now. That's awesome. You're doing it for Christmas, right? I like that. Off topic. Sorry.
My bad.
So
Roger.
being a dick and sounding like a dick is a big difference. It's just like when you go up to somebody and you're upset about them and like proper communication, you don't like when you have like, you don't want to be like, you're being like this. It's, I feel like you're being like this. You have to own. And
okay, I understand where you're going. I understand where you're going.
Where I'm going.
Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take that idea and construct it into what I actually said and tell me how that is you are talking like a dick or you're acting like a dick or you're being a dick or any other thing.
I mean, like if it talks like a dick and acts like a dick, it's probably a dick.
Right. So how was that construed into that from what I said?
Well, I feel like both of you guys were kind of being dicks to each other.
No, before that. I'm talking about before. When
Before
we
what?
first brought up
Like
the idea of the
BC?
polygraph test, and she immediately started messaging and putting shit in chat that about you guys are acting like dicks. Now, how was what I said construed into being or acting like or seeming like or any other thing
It was
about being a
spun,
dick?
Sav. It was spun, just like they do in the media, just like they're doing to Jaren.
Oh,
It was
so
spun.
she was just kidding. That's all.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, it was spun.
Well,
So
why?
she might have heard you talking, or she might have saw a comment. Maybe she didn't even listen to it, but she
Well, that's a
heard
hell of
it.
a way to go off
she-
without knowing
Can
the
I
full
finish?
facts. Is that a truth seeker to you?
Yes.
That is. That's a truth seeker that takes hearsay evidence or misconstrues what somebody says and twists it around to mean something that it wasn't meant to mean. Really?
You're doing that to me right now.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get
You
this
kind of
done.
are.
You said there was a difference, and I'm
There
still not
is a
found
difference. But you won't listen to the difference. If even if I tried to explain it, you won't hear me
Well,
because
yeah,
you keep talking
okay.
over
So
me.
she wasn't saying
See?
I was a
My
dick.
point
She
literally
wasn't
just
saying-
made.
listen, she wasn't saying I was a dick. She was saying we sounded like dicks.
That's
right?
what I said.
Okay, great. Now, how would you construe us sounding like dicks by what was said?
Why are you so upset that you sounded like a dick?
How was I sounding like a dick?
Well,
you are a crotchety old man. I
You
love
always
it.
sound like a dick.
I'm trying to listen. What happens at my age? I'm going to tell you what
I mean,
happens
like
at my
seriously,
age.
like
No, I'm going to tell
your
you what
whole
happens at my
brain
age.
is built on being a dick.
I filter out the bullshit and I keep the meat.
You do that.
Yeah, it's called assertive.
You certainly
There
do
you
that.
go.
Okay, well, she's being assertive too, and I think two great minds just like had
Well,
a
wait
little like
second.
thing.
How is saying you're acting like dicks or you sound like dicks being assertive?
Because
What-
it is.
What? Okay, then
It
what
is.
is?
We have to talk about what is.
All right. Then let's lead up to what caused that type of a remark.
Okay, well, are you going to admit to any of your behavior?
Wait a second. We're not done with this yet, are we? Stop trying to move the goalpost.
No.
Yeah.
You got to admit, and you got to take fucking you got to take your own
Accountability.
Yes, thank you, Sam.
Nicole,
Accountability for your
Nicole,
behavior as well, because your
Nicole.
behavior plays a role in how other
Okay.
people behave towards you.
Nicole, I was not conversing with her when this occurred. Okay, I was not even on a live.
So Karen
stream
just
with
pounced
her.
on you.
Okay.
Well, I think
I
the
feel like
triggering-
Karen.
Go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm trying
Vlad,
to say,
Vlad,
how
Vlad,
did
go.
you misconstrue what I said to be of any form of being a dick at all?
Are you
Because
misconstruing what I said?
Well, that's what I'm going. You're defending what.
Yeah, but
Karen
like he said, she said, these said, this said, just said. Like, what is the fucking root of it? Where is the root of it? Because I feel like there's more of a root to it that is behind all of this.
Well, yeah,
feel
I don't like
it
a
is a lot more
motherfucker
psychological that
misrepresenting
we have
what I
because we're all
say.
dealing with a psyop, and you're still talking over me. But I go to therapy every fucking week, and I literally work on my brain and my mind all the time. So being able to call out bullshit on people is really easy for me, and I usually don't say it. But sometimes people have to take
I do. I
accountability
say it.
for the behavior that they have
Yeah.
because of how things.
Okay, I'm down with it. Cool.
Iania,
What is it that you feel
Cannon-
that I have to be accountable for?
Well, if you're going to ask me that, then clearly you don't want to be accountable.
Well, accountable for what?
Well, accountable for asking for challenging me like that, for one.
No, you said that it was. She didn't say that. She only implied it, that you were acting that way or you sound
No,
that
I
way, or
quoted
whatever
her.
the nuance to
I
it
quoted
is.
her. Don't
And
twist
I
my words
have
around. I
yet
quoted
to
it.
have heard. I have yet to have heard what I said
Oh.
that could be construed as me sounding like a dick.
I mean, I sounded like a dick, and I was just like, yeah, I probably did.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Can I
like-
have
For what? If you sound like a dick.
Question? Can I get a question for
Porter,
Laura?
yes, please.
Yeah, ask
Okay.
questions. I mean,
This
this
is
is,
an
I
orbital
love this
mechanic.
shit. This is
This
great.
is an orbital mechanics question.
Yeah.
And this is actually for the whole panel. I want y'all's reaction on this. So let's just forget about the final excursion. And let's think a thought experiment in our heads. Okay. And we look out, just say we're in Antarctica and we film it. And we see the sun go like this. You can see it. Does that disprove the globe model?
No, not really. If you actually look at the globe model itself, it's supposed to declinate toward the horizon like a ball. It's supposed to bounce around the rim of it.
I mean, to me,
Is
as a
it?
photographer in a studio,
Yes.
it proves.
So
That's
they
why
knew
they
that
did
would
it.
do that down there.
You should watch Hooker Crook. He actually has a good demonstration on his channel.
Okay,
But
all right, all
Inordinate
right.
Monkeys, didn't we do a
They could,
thing?
well,
We
I'm
did a
not
thing
saying
last
they.
week.
I'm not saying all they. Okay, because I'm gonna give some benefit of the doubt until I see their end. What I see is coming from the globe opponents. Now it is still in question. I do believe because, like Vlad's saying, they should be really and truthfully. Anybody on this panel should know as much as we follow and look up to Witsit in them. I was he's like to me. He's like a savant in certain ways of abstracts. He can read them and recite them. This is what this guy is. He's super smart. So I thought this guy's going to get down there and he's fixing to kill it. It's going to be like so raw footage. I'm going to see all this data.
I was thinking, man.
And then Karen B says, "Oh, the weather. You gotta. I'm not against Karen, but what she said was not right because let's be logical. They didn't have a blizzard. They had their shirts off. There was no problem with the equipment. And I know that you may have some chapped lips." Goose down and get on it, dude. And I believe in them. Don't think I don't, y'all. But I was expecting to see firsthand, like, I want to see numbers on the camera or cover it up. Cover it up and let us see you do these experiments, man. Show us that you mean you're doing this. Yes. And we did not see one thing like that. Nope. One thing. And that's what's really got me puzzled. And then evidently McKeegan's footage is deliberately doctored, y'all. Deliberately. Like, just so some major let's confuse the hell out of all these truthers because when they knew we were going to look at the footage, y'all, the one that was instantly released. Let's think about it. Use logic, y'all. We got to get down in Occam's razor and we got to analyze this stuff. If we're going to argue about it and we're going to hold people responsible, we need to ask the right questions. Okay, that's what we need to be focused on. This stuff with Karen and all, I think it's wrong. Asab, I think you handled your business. You were refined, dude. You honestly were. You didn't cuss her out and all this stuff. I think she was kind of down bad on that, and she's probably going to see your fault in it. Hopefully she will. I don't think that she's a solely bad person. I don't know her, so I don't want to judge her to damnation.
I don't think she is.
Let's go forward.
I don't think she's a bad person at all.
Right.
I feel that from what I was hearing, I feel a little bit of loyalty, and I get it. Like, I understand.
I get it.
But
yeah,
I'm like, we ain't got time for that bullshit, man. Like, that's where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I just wanted to see results like you, Vlad.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Am I a little bit butthurt because I paid a little bit of money to his fucking thing because I believed in him? Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie. I am, right? But I moved past it. But at the same time, I'm not gonna forget because it's like, okay, you disrespected a whole fucking community based off of what we believe because we've never been down there. Now, here you go. You might have this opportunity to go down there. You talking shit about us and what we believe. Instead of making that approach, like, now I don't fucking trust you because now you're biting the hand that fucking feeds you. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to go down here with this fucking shit ass attitude to perform this goddamn thing. And it's like, you know what? Like, I can't co-sign that. That's one. Two, now you've already put yourself on fucking on watch because you had another experiment that you did and made a Netflix special. Now you got this motherfucker taking you down there to make another Netflix special that you're a part of. And now it's like you are the like, do you not see? You represent this community that believes that this earth is flat. We're fighting 500 years of lies, 600 years plus of lies. This is what we're up against. And you represent us. And this is how you go down there to represent us. And we're supposed to sit back and take it lying down. That's the issue that I have with her, right? And it's like, motherfucker, you should come with everything you got to perform. And even though I get it, sure. Does it not? No, it's still the sun. And you go there like a man on a mission. And you're like, this is what I got back. That's how you need to approach it. So anybody giving these guys like grace, having us give them grace, it's like, no, don't give them any fucking grace. Don't offer them any grace because this was their shot. That was our shot. And you fucking blew it. That was our and we kind of like Coach fucking what's his name said, of the Cardinals that one year when they lost to the fucking Bears. We had them and we let them off the fucking hook, right? We had them like dead to rights right there. And it's like, I understand we don't have results, but now look at where you at. Look at where you at. Look at where we're at. But let me shut the fuck up. Let me stop popping my gums because we have the rest of this. Also, we have FTFE that's doing a debate with King Nico. Do you? All right. So I have a question. I have a question for the chat.
Are you fucking serious? We're gonna have to live through this. We're gonna look at this right now. Oh
yeah,
my God.
you guys want?
We are. I want to see that fucking shit again. I want to watch it I want to watch it from a third person perspective.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
So do we want to see the thing between Saab and Karen B, or do we want to see the debate?
Why can't we see
both? Debate.
Why can't we go see both?
We
already started with the one. There's only a couple of minutes left before she gets off of fucking pissed off.
Now here's a warning. Before I go to either one, listen, if we go to that thing that you had with Karen B, we're going to be on that motherfucker for a minute.
I know,
Y'all
yeah.
know what it is. So we might as well go to the FTFE live because we can always refer back to the thing.
Let's go for it. I mean, like, whatever. We're gonna sit here and watch this garbage. Let's do it.
All right, so let's go to FTFE because that's what the guys want. The guys want that smoke. Okay, so let me stop. Present. Stop screen.
Okay, can I say something right quick? Saab, I got my first donation for the GoFundMe today.
Nice.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Skeptic gave it to me, so we're on the roll.
Okay, hey, it's the beginning. I'll throw some money towards it, man. Drop the link and stuff.
Hey,
and
hopefully
here
live
it is.
music and Awesome Town, Matt.
This is
Seriously,
gonna be
like
so.
that you are completely uninformed and you need
They don't really
to
explain
like
anything.
send
So I
me
just-
a
hey, I
press
realize-
request.
Hey, live. By the way, live music. I don't know what you're saying here. We're battling at the front, and you're not helping. Okay, so like in your chat and everything else that you're doing here, we're just going
Like, you're
down
really-
in the trenches.
you
That's
just-
what we're doing. Okay,
You're not doing anything for anything.
we're in the trenches now. Welcome to the trenches. This is where the fight is, and go.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's take a look and see what these guys are going back and forth about.
This
Let's
isn't going to
talk
go
about it.
anywhere. And then I said goodbye.
Can you guys
He
see?
has recorded
David
pretty much
Deegan's already
the
there.
entirety of
You're on
that
FTE
trip,
channel, huh?
start to finish. He
Yes,
had
I'm
4
on-
power banks the size of house bricks,
I'm
constantly
on King
cycling,
Nico's channel.
recording everything,
Okay.
and he's been trying
Like-
to upload it as and when he can. I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't got the link
Subs.
for it. I'm sure you can go and ask him where it is or when it'll be available. He's recorded everything.
Let me let him
He
know.
did say that he's
So-
taking a day or two to spend time with family because obviously he's missed a lot of family time recently. But he is in the process of uploading it all. But again, terabytes of footage takes time to upload, even with the fastest of internet connections.
What?
Okay. What else was I going to
That's
say?
a great point, Matthew.
Thank
you.
So you acknowledge we were in Union Glacier Camp. So presumably the stuff at Union Glacier Camp you acknowledge is in Antarctica. Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So
You know,
at
I
Union
saw the
Glacier,
flight. I watched everything. I saw the flight from Punta Arenas to the landing. I watched in 360. That's not a problem, right? There's no reason
Okay.
to fake that, right? So
Okay.
You know,
Well, that's fine. I just want to
you
check
know.
this here. I just want to check this here. So you acknowledge that
Jesus
that we didn't fake the footage from taking it off
Yeah.
from Punta Arenas, flying to Antarctica, going to Union Glacier Camp.
Yeah.
That is us
All
in
that is
Antarctica.
real. You guys
Okay,
can
great.
prove that, and I'm not gonna say that that's wrong. You guys are gonna have
Okay.
footage of you guys sleeping in the heated tents or whatever it is, and walking around that area. But I'm saying that there's gonna be parts where you traveled supposedly 5 miles to do the shoot for the 24-hour sun, and obviously that is not at the Union Glacier Camp because you obviously can't see it in the footage, so you had to travel away. And what I am saying is that because I know for a fact, because God says the sun is not going to do an orbit east to west 24 hours in the South Pole. So the only way that could have been baked is through the means of virtual studios called the volume, where you can have screens decked out all around you and above you too. So
revelation of the method.
So Union Glacier Camp, we were actually in Antarctica at Halfway Point, which is the name of the place that we were at, where we were filming. You're saying that wasn't in Antarctica, that was in
They just
this
admitted it.
dome. Am I understanding you correctly here?
Or did they take the dome to
5 miles
Antarctica?
away from the camp to when you did the shoot. So the shoot wasn't done at the camp. It was miles away from the camp, correct?
It wasn't 5 miles away, but yeah, it was a drive away.
At 1.8 miles.
You guys had to
GPS
drive
logs.
from the camp to the location spot where you set up the cameras and captured the video with the sun doing a 24-hour orbit with 24-hour daylight.
yeah, ironwork.
So is there footage of you
yeah.
driving from the camp to this spot to do that shoot?
Yes.
Okay. And then so that's good because I want to see that. And then
Welcome
is it
back,
gonna
Disc
show
Lord.
the whole
I saw you
setup?
in
Is it
there.
gonna show that you never drove from the
Thank
camp
you.
to a studio and went inside that had screens made to look like the spot you were in so you could
Yes,
fake?
like I said, MC Toon had a GoPro on a 8-foot-long selfie stick that he was waving around non-stop. He filmed us getting into the big orange truck, driving out of Union Glacier Camp, up and around the loop to the site that we were filming at, and we didn't drive through some bloody big dome wall.
Right. Yeah, don't
Getting
make
out.
it sound like it's crazy because there's domes in Antarctica. There's
Thank you.
the listen, I posted
80,
No, you're right,
80,
Nico. It's not
80
crazy
south.
at all. It's far more logical. Your
Don't
explanation
try
is
and
far more
gaslight me and be
reasonable
like,
than
oh,
you
it's
might be
impossible
wrong.
for a dome. The first dome was put there in 1970s. Don't make me sound
Sorry,
look
what?
like a fucking
No, oh
Wait,
yeah,
right?
the
yeah,
first-
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
If they need,
CGI
I got that
screen
book.
dome
Hold
was
on now.
put in Antarctica in the 70s, did you say?
I never said it was a screen dome, but I said dome structures have existed in Antarctica for the last 50 plus years.
What man-made dome structures?
Yes, man-made dome structures.
Yeah, I got that
For
book
what
right
Bring
here.
it up right now.
I got that encyclopedia right here, page 14.
What?
Nice.
All the
How big are these domes and what are they for?
but they have domes there. So the fact that they have domes that could be put together and taken down in the 70s, they can do it again.
So
Like they just did last week with this.
you
track.
do know that building something isn't the same as building a bunch of TV screens.
Are you calling him
Okay,
a
it's
liar?
geodesic
God.
dome at the Munston Scott South Pole.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. This is
We're
so
on a different
hilarious.
timeline right now.
Whatever you want to call it there, they had a dome there.
Craig
There's
sucks balls,
structures
doesn't he?
there.
Okay,
Don't try
Nico,
and-
can I just ask you a question here? Because I know Craig's just shown you the footage of the plane landing that I sent him before, because I thought that was a pretty good representation. I'd seen your argument about that you couldn't see one camp from the other. The reason you couldn't see one camp from the other is because the ice between us and the camps, between one camp and the other, wasn't flat, right? It had a crest to it, which is why you can't see the camp. The moment you put a drone up in the air to get above that curve, you could see it. As you're
Which
driving
one?
back to camp, you could literally see the camp come into view over the curve.
love
in that.
So
But none of that
Craig's-
footage has been posted, right? So how am I supposed to
No, I know it hasn't. I filmed
Okay.
it. It's just all sporadic bits that I've not managed to put together yet. I'm not just going to put random ass clips with no context, right? I'm going to put everything together in a more structured video. Craig just told me he was coming on and talking to you because you think it's all fake. I'd seen the video that you put, and one of the arguments I'd seen you make was you can't see one camp from the other. And I thought the plane footage was a pretty good demonstration to explain why you couldn't see the camp. Now, just to be clear here, right? I filmed that footage of the plane coming into the land. That plane is landing at Union Glacier Camp. So surely you don't think I'm standing inside the dome when I filmed that plane. So where was I standing when I filmed that plane landing?
Yeah, I'm saying that there's two filming spots. There's the real spot, the actual spot that's not in the studio where planes are coming in.
Fucking commercial.
These guys, you can see how this is going. So
I see El Greco says, listen, if what I was saying was absolute ridiculous, they would not have rushed to have me on the show to do damage control. David Weiss wouldn't be all over it. Like every shill in the community has seen my videos, and they are in shock, and they are now rushing to do damage control. They haven't even got home to doctor up the footage, and I've already debunked it, and no one's going to accept it. No one wants to see and base their belief system on pre-recorded footage that gets released to us like weeks after the thing took place. We wanted it to see it live. So they're done.
Yes.
And guys, the next videos is going to be of the Flat Earth Warriors. Flat Earth Banjo did an emergency broadcast. Unbelievable. I'm going to be showing all of it. Other spot, which is when you did. So when I saw the 24-hour video of the sun doing the orbit around you guys, there's no planes, there was no camp, it's just the sun doing 24 hours. That is my beef right now, right?
Okay.
I'm saying that video shoot, not the other plane landing, none of that. I'm not arguing about that. I'm talking specifically about the video time lapse of the sun doing a 24-hour orbit, remaining lit the whole time in the South Pole.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is the two sites are about a mile apart from each other. In a straight line as the crow flies, it's barely a mile. You have the camp, you have the runway, then you have a bit of open territory that we couldn't venture into because, I don't know, it was deemed unsafe or whatever. And then halfway point. The reason it was called halfway point is because it was the halfway point of the ice marathon that had ran 2 days previously. That the hook was already there because it was used in the ice marathon. The track.
So wait, you're telling me that the same time that you guys went there and had this organized, that there was conveniently and coincidentally an ice marathon taking place there? Are you sure that wasn't a virtual studio setup crew? So far.
Oh my Lord.
Now you're telling me that there's an ice marathon there. That's the cover up. It was not ice marathon. That's the freaking setup crew that got there before to set up the fucking
Thank
studio.
you. That's right. That's what we spoke about.
Fucking shit with this one.
We can't trust those motherfuckers, man.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, dude. I can't wait to bring this one to court, Nico, if that's what you're thinking.
What do you mean thinking? We could trust you, motherfuckers? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, what makes you think we trust you?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm getting sick of that, and that seems to be the biggest focus of all of this shit. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
Exactly.
You trust this guy. Look, you have my T-shirts. You trust me, don't you? Fuck you guys with that bullshit, man.
And Felicia's still the same, though, ain't he? You can't beat that laugh, though.
I'm not going to put
like
that.
A
I was going to put
retarded kid. Look at him. Look at him. He looks like a retarded kid that got the answer right. That's right, Billy. The fucking
Actually, there's footage of the ice marathon.
Yeah, there ain't any
footage of the ice marathon.
There ain't none.
Look at this. Right, look at for what purpose?
Bringing up frame lapse of the sun doing a 24-hour
I'm playing into these people.
Lit. These are the guys. This guy here is the guy that went to Antarctica, that filmed that damn 24-hour sun orbiting around whatever the hell it was. And I'm telling him to his face, I was like, that is absolute BS. Yeah. I am not buying it. And I'm telling them, I was like, there is many means and ways and technologies to fake this. And that is exactly what you did. And the fact that you went out there and sitting there with that smug little Neil Armstrong looking face, the guilty looking son of a bitch, right? Gonna try and go against our creator, our God, our just and loving Father. It's not gonna happen. This is an attack on the word of God. Wait till you see the next videos I show you. Flat Earth Banjo, oh my God, this guy has got it right on the money. The whole time in the South Pole.
So wait a minute. So these guys, McKeegan and them, are back home.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently everybody's back home.
Look, and they've all uploaded fucking video too. They've all uploaded video.
Yeah.
Apparently they're back home. So now what we have is a certain story it's supposed to unfold here. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes. Wait
Oh,
for the
boy.
next installment of As the Stomach Churns.
Yep. Let's
What the
let's
fuck?
yeah,
It
let's go ahead.
smells-
Let's
As the
continue.
crow
Well,
flies.
just call him McBooger Eater, dude. That's what I call him.
The hook was already there because it was used in the ice marathon.
So again, the exact same time that these guys happen to go to Antarctica, the most desolate, restricted place in the world to go to, there was some freaking marathon taking place. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Is this kind of stuff that they just give to us and expect us to just believe and not bat an eye or a brain cell?
Yeah.
See,
Don't you just
and you
hate
want to know?
that?
Do you hear the fucking annoyance and the frustration in his voice? If that's you, if you're annoyed and frustrated like that, then good, motherfucker. You're supposed to be that annoyed and frustrated, right? Because people get upset. Well, why are you mad? Why are you mad? No, god damn it, because look at what the fuck's going on. And here you are trying to fucking deceive this motherfucker right to his face, lie to his face. Get the fuck out of here. So
See
you
what
guys every
Mr.
fucking
Jones
right to be upset.
look what Mr.
Trash.
Jones put in the chat.
Oh.
What better way to promote Dave's app than to show the location finder while supposedly in Antarctica?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Blue dots in Antarctica. Nobody thought of that, I guess.
Well, he had one blue dot there originally. I remember. It was like, yeah, I got one in our.
Wow. Wow. That's actually a really good fucking point. Where's Mr. Jones at? Mr. Jones is in the house? Wow. That's actually, you know what? That's a really good fucking point. We should be able to can we rewind that? I don't know. And see how many blue dots were in Antarctica?
I don't know if there's a way to go back.
There's actually one. There's actually a blue dot in Antarctica. There is one.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
one.
know who it is, but I don't know exactly who it is.
It's probably whoever they killed and left there.
Yeah, right. They left his ass. Oh yeah.
He's that guy in the movie that went downstairs, you know.
Look, there's a blue
Yeah.
dot up on the moon too. That was the guy that was running the camera when they took off. Hey, wait,
You're like, oh, shout out to the moon cameraman. Exactly.
Yeah, that poor guy got left behind.
Yeah, right over there. Fucking, all right, let's go back to the.
Hold on. You see what William Korb says here? He says that I caught TFE with their wrap around Antarctica on TFE website. Yes, and I posted it. And after I'd said something about it on a video, you know what they did? They completely changed the fucking overlay map that they used. But the funny thing was, is if you zoomed in on the camp, if you zoomed in on the Union Glacier camp, you could see the pink fuzz where they feathered it in to the image. You know, where it was like almost, if you looked, you could see almost like a faint pink rim around the whole fucking campsite. Where they
it's the whole laying the slabs down
Yeah, yeah.
over the sphere,
Dude,
which is
this-
what Google, YouTube did anyway. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
There are multiple annual marathons in Antarctica.
I had
Man.
no idea about that.
A marathon.
What do they do? They go out there and run
you're
around?
Running? You
Why
running
do
in
they
that?
have
motherfucker?
triathlons?
Well, triathlon would that? Well, no, that doesn't involve.
They'd have to
No,
swim and ride a
you have to
bike,
swim.
Catch a
God.
penguin.
Yeah.
right?
Bring
That
on
would
the
make
That's what I'm
frog.
worried
He'll
about.
make it a
The
pet, dude.
penguins. Where are the penguins?
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Guess what, mate? You don't fucking know me either.
Well, you're gonna fucking know me because I'm gonna be fucking all over you, boy, until you get all
Oh,
the
my
fucking
Lord.
footage posted for the fucking world to see. We're fucking waiting.
And will you admit
I'll
that you're
make
wrong when
sure
it's shown, you
guys
piece
don't
of
get
crap?
away with this shit. You're gonna
Hey,
fucking
wrong
fucking
what?
Nico,
believe
dumbass.
this thing, God?
Wait,
I
Nico.
have a fucking problem with that, bud.
Nico,
I'm a
buddy.
fucking Christian.
So you're not a
Oh,
Christian. You're the first thing from a Christian that I've ever met, actually. So when the footage is posted, will you admit that you're wrong?
Good, because most Christians got it all
Ain't gonna
fucked
come
up
out
and
my
twisted
mouth. I
anyway.
ain't wrong about nothing. I
Yeah,
ain't
of
wrong
course, you're
about
never
God.
wrong.
I'm not wrong
Right,
about
no,
Jesus.
Nico,
I ain't
no, I
wrong
want you to
about
be
this.
quiet for just 2 minutes and let Dave present what he's presenting. Behave.
Holy
like
fuck, I hate that guy.
Dave, the floor is yours.
Fucking hate
Yep.
It's really hard to
One
listen to.
other
It's just
point,
like,
and
oh my God,
Nico
really?
might not
Come on, dude.
appreciate this, but
He looks
Go back
like
and
a
watch
jester,
it.
already
sounds like a
acknowledged
jester,
that
and he
there's
laughs like a
terabytes of
jester.
footage that we would be
So what
releasing
is
in the
he?
weeks gone by.
I've
It
been
might,
told.
it might
He's a
have made
gin.
more
Part of my
sense.
handlers.
Nico.
Okay, great. It might have made more sense for you to wait until all of that had come out to then draw conclusions rather than look at one sped up time lapse and then come up with everything that you've come up with. But
I'm going to
What I'm
refute
now sharing.
your post. It's over. It's too late.
Right, Nico.
Okay. AI with Sora, with Google VO. I'm going to tell everyone it's friggin' AI generated. You're done.
Everyone's gonna laugh
I'm
at
sure
you.
they'll have fun listening to you, Nico. But just for reference, okay, what I've got here on screen now is going live tomorrow. This is the original 25-minute long 360 time lapse that camera recorded, right? That I took the crop
man,
out
that
I
was bad
took
right
the
there. That
time
was
lapse from. Okay, so this is the full 360 of us in this giant ass dome that you think we've built in the back end of nowhere.
Don't have to be giant.
Right? This is going live tomorrow. You can drool over it all you like. Right?
Nope.
I'll point out a few little moments that I quite like. One particularly at 10 minutes, I think it was.
I wish
yeah,
they were
there it
live
is. The
right
orange
now
truck's
so I could show
disappeared.
them exactly what the fuck he's talking
Right?
about.
You can watch us climb into the back of the truck and fuck off down the road and not crash through any walls.
What an idiot. What an idiot. He doesn't.
Where are we? Oh,
You know
there it is.
what you got. What
Here
you
we
got
are.
here is you've got like a bunch of people are going
There
to
we go.
use this
We're all climbing into the
future
back of the
wave of all
And
the articles that are going to come out. They're going to come out in the next 2 weeks, and they're trying to make the front end of the wave work.
You just drove through that really expensive
Pre-recorded
dome.
footage. So this is how you fake that. That's pre-recorded footage. But on
Yeah,
the
no
screen
shit, dickhead.
of
It's
you
not
guys
fucking
getting
live
into
now.
the truck and driving up into the distance. You guys are done. You cannot pull the wall over.
Wait. So that entire bit, Nico, are you claiming that entire
Yeah,
bit
they
of
can
them
fake that.
getting
That
out
can
of
be
that
fake.
building
I
and
can
going
fuck
into
that up
the
myself.
vehicle is pre-recorded?
Hey Vlad,
Yep,
can I
they
say something real quick?
Anything that
Go ahead, brother. Shoot.
Look, on my screen right now, I just went to hit McKeegan's, turned it all the way down. I don't want you. This is just scrolling through. I want y'all to look at this. Tell me what you think this is. There's an
Go ahead. Go ahead. Present what you got so I could put it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know how to I don't know how to do that. Can you just put
Go
it
to present. Go to present. You go to present at the bottom of your screen. Hit that and then push.
It's on StreamYard. It's on StreamYard.
Yeah. Push share.
Yeah, but I'm through my
share
phone,
stream.
though. It's just got me connected to it. I'm not on my laptop.
Oh,
Right,
you're
send it-
showing
send
that
it-
on another device.
Send it through.
Right,
Send it
right.
through private chat, and then
Put the link in.
yeah, put the link in there.
Okay, this is, dude. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that savvy yet, so please bear with me.
Just make him the main screen, Vlad.
Yeah, just put me on the main screen. I just want to show you
Oh
something.
my
real
bad.
quick.
Oh my bad.
Okay.
Oh shit. My my
Just
bad.
put me on
Hold
the
on.
main
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Now
I'm gonna go old
I don't.
school. I'm gonna
what
do
the
it
hell
old
going
school.
on. Look at
All
me.
right, so this is 1948
There we
in.
go.
Now
Yeah.
look right here. Something appears. Y'all tell
the
me
top
what you
left
think.
of the sun.
Yeah.
Yes, watch this.
I see that. Oh.
So what
the
was
fuck
that?
was
What
that?
the fuck?
I'm telling you,
is
man,
that?
the internet hive mind is going to tear this whole thing apart
Look at it,
in a matter
dude.
of 6 months.
Dude, what is
Those
I
that?
think
aren't
so.
those trails either. It can't be.
And so if that's clouds, the same
it's
direction
ball
angle as the
shaped.
clouds, that
Well,
means
wait a
that's up
second.
there
Why
with
are the
sun.
clouds not moving? The
I know.
sun is
Wait.
moving and the clouds are not. They're
Yo,
staying
Porter,
right
rewind
there.
that. Rewind that. Let's see it.
I got you.
Remember, don't chase red herrings, guys, because they're going to put shit in here for us
Yeah, I
to
know.
look for.
Oh, I know.
You're
Yeah,
right.
be
Roger.
careful.
You're
Be
right,
careful,
bro.
guys. Do what you do,
Right.
but be careful.
I think we should put this and all assess it at the same time, y'all.
All right, here's right here.
It's coming.
What's that streak up there?
Is it
from?
is it running?
What's that?
right
What's
now?
that line from? I wonder.
I think that's on the camera, probably.
Yeah. This is it's like
Here it
the
comes.
part of the.
All right. Yeah, I see it. I see
There's
it.
that green fucking circle.
There it
It
is.
There it
just-
comes.
Oh, that's in the sky, y'all.
Yeah. That look at the parallax with the chemtrails.
Whoa.
Did you see the
Nice.
parallax with the
Hell
chemtrails?
Yeah.
Oh, and it passes them up. It goes behind it. Look, it
And then
left.
it appears again on the other side.
Oh, it might be. Dude,
It might
what
be
if it's
layered,
close to
dude.
the-
Yeah, it
What-
might be a layering.
Whoa, there's another one.
Oh,
above
so
it.
then you have stuff at the top. Okay, okay. So
Whoa.
let's rewind that. Let's see it again. That's.
Hey, I
that's
tell you
weird.
what, Vlad, why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Why don't you bring it up on your end, lower the speed on it, and just play it from, and you'll probably get better resolution and all that.
What channel? You said McKeegan.
That's McKeegan's 24-hour sun. Yeah. And then you can go to your settings and slow down the speed to the slowest it can do.
Right. Gotcha.
All right.
Hold on, let me-
And while he's doing that, we'll just, there's a couple of other things. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this camera, y'all. I want you to take a look at this camera. Now I want you to notice all around this camera, that furry looking stuff. You see that, how it's faded? You
Is
see
this
all
the
that?
47-second joint?
Yes, this is,
Okay.
hold on, let me get, it's right 13, let me see, right there. See where we're at.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and I'm gonna show this to everybody. Let me go ahead and do that right now. So I'm about to, but at the same time, since I have it, I'm gonna go ahead, you guys,
Go ahead.
and I'm gonna send it to y'all. I'm gonna drop it in the chat so everybody got access to it. Hold on.
So it starts off, I think, at 2048. Yep, 20 at 2048.
Boom, boom. There it is. I'm going to pin that. Replace pin.
There was something that just went up that way as well. If you're looking for it, like
Saw that
multiple
up
ones.
on the upper right. Yeah, I saw
Yes,
that.
it went up.
Same
It went
thing.
up that way.
Yeah, you can see the elliptical shape,
that
and
one,
there's
look at
one at the
that.
top right there, like a bubble.
Rainbow color too. And then look at this over here. Look at this.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I always get
Oh
one
my
of those
gosh!
on the.
And that
Look, there's
that
one
that
riding
turned
it,
into
too, in
that
front.
streak.
Okay.
And there's a green thing.
So yeah,
I don't know where we're at. I don't know if y'all can
good?
see it. Let me go ahead
Yeah,
and
we
let
can
me
see it.
blow that up,
All right.
and then I'm
I'm
going
gonna-
to increase this right here. How's that look? Good.
so you got it on. You got it on slow.
Yeah, I'm about
Yes.
to start from the top right
All right,
here.
cool.
And
Cool.
hold on.
See, that's on regular speed. Now go over to yeah, you go. Play back right there and go all the way down.
To
That's where
0.25.
that's where the anomaly is
Oh,
going to
shit.
start right
Let me-
there.
Wait, no, go back up to playback. Yep, go back to playback, and then go to the little bar at the top. No,
There you
no,
go.
no, playback. Go back to playback. You didn't get it, did you? Oh, you got it. You got it. My bad. You quit, dude. Cool.
Yeah.
I think
I was trying
you did that fast, dude.
All right.
Awesome.
So
All right, I'm gonna fall back.
okay, already motherfucker look like an egg.
Yeah, they say it's compression though, and that's what they're blaming it on. That's what they're telling everybody. But I don't think compression would affect that oblong, make it oblong like that. It would make it more centered.
Right.
I can't
Crush
imagine
it.
that even though it was a time lapse, that their bodies out where the shadows should be, they
And they disappear
sometimes
and
they're
disappear.
there, sometimes they're not. Maybe that's
Right.
just an anomaly with time lapse.
So if there's a compression, wouldn't the clouds be suffering a compression as well?
I don't know.
I think she just made a good point. How are they just appearing and disappearing instead of walking to there?
Because
Right,
of the
right,
time
right, right.
lapse. Because of the time
Yeah,
lapse.
it's a long time lapse.
It's
Yeah, I
It is a
guess
really
so.
long time lapse. So
Oh, and it's so fast. I get it.
it's right.
well, basically, if it's 24 minutes, it kind of compresses 24 images into
gotcha.
1 image per hour.
That may skip. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
saying. It's
Makes
compressed.
sense.
I'm not like sold on
So
the.
you know when you take like a burst photo with your iPhone or
Mhm.
whatever, then you can go in, but it's only going to show you like, the one photo from the group that
Y'all
the
pay
algorithm
attention to that
sees.
table. Pay attention to that table, y'all. I want to
Yeah,
show
I
y'all.
saw that.
It
What
stays
table?
that angle through the whole thing, basically. I'm just saying, and then it stretches even longer. So, and
Okay.
it's at a really, it's like standing up on the left side. That when it comes in the frame, it just. I'm an artist, and perspective just says that is just out of the ordinary. Look at it.
Okay. I'm
Like,
looking at it.
I'm
See how the
watching it
back
right
two
now.
legs you can see? You should be seeing the other 2 legs in the front now. At least some. Still,
So
you
the
should be able to.
shadows kind of
It doesn't even move in
shadows-
perspective-wise.
no, the camera moves.
Yeah, I know, but like you should.
Okay,
That
there's
leg
the light
that's
in the
straight
upper right hand
forward.
corner.
Yeah, that leg that's straight forward is going to go all the way across, and you're not going to see nothing but that leg straight forward, which
The
does not make
tripod
sense.
in front of the table it works kind of like a sundial. Pay attention to that
Yes.
back building.
I'm looking at
there.
that sun
And
turn
also
into a
look at the
But
fucking
there's no.
truck.
Okay,
Look
let's
at
say
that
there's no
football
parallax
sun.
with objects in
Yeah.
front of each other. In other words,
Look at that
Where's the
football.
no
where's the
parallax.
shadow for the truck?
and y'all look at no parallax with any of the objects. Watch what I'm telling you. They never cross in front of each other, ever. That's all I'm saying. Watch. They don't cross in front of each other.
I got one more point to make.
Look,
the
it
Earth-
just gets squished. Watch the barrel. It will never cross below the table. And
I
that's
got
not
you.
right. It's
Yeah.
just compressing.
Oh, it's
You
Oh,
get what I'm
attention to
saying?
the
It
short
should
shadows.
go
Yes,
behind it, y'all. It's a live
The
feed.
short
It should go behind it.
shadows. are not moving.
None of them go behind each other, and they move them around when they're supposed to, because they don't.
But why are
They
the
don't do
shadows
so.
pointing towards the camera?
I know, right? They should
Because
be right
They're
towards
looking
you.
directly at
Right.
the sun.
The
Yeah,
shadows
because-
should be behind the viewer. Like it just, and also look at the
Look
truck.
at that.
If the sun
It
was behind
never-
that truck, where is the
Nothing
shadow
ever
in the front of the
crosses
truck?
its path. Nothing ever crosses behind anything ever.
Oh, you mean the
That's
orange
so
truck?
weird.
Look, that barrel never crossed behind that. Oh, that's weird. That's a whole area is showing. It's never got opened or closed. It stayed right there and just and actually pinched a little bit.
Vlad, do you
That's
see
just
those
weird.
little things in front of those to the left? There is
The
the.
tripods.
Do you see the little rocks there?
Oh yeah, little snowballs.
Those are his little ice rocks. He kind of made his
Let's
own
see
kind of
if that camera
Stonehenge.
goes in front of anything or not.
Right. I'm wondering if he made those as a point of reference, because I was like,
yes,
maybe he's using them like different shadows and stuff like
Right.
that. Right. As
yeah,
like
but there's no cameras on any of those tripods.
You guys missing what I'm trying to say here, right quick. The Earth is not moving; the sun is moving
Exactly.
in the reference frames.
Right.
Yes.
So we're
The
just
sun is
looking at
spinning around them.
Yep.
I mean, if you were just a regular person and you looked up, it would look like there was a light going across the sky. I mean,
Also,
like, how much more do we have to do with
Wait,
this?
hold
I mean,
on.
it's just
Wait,
like, that's what it
hold
really
on.
is.
Hold on.
It's just
Pause
like
it.
a
Pause it,
light.
Vlad. Pause it.
Okay.
Is
I
that
gotta
in the
check-
foreground to the left of that camera, which clearly just moved
Right
to
here?
point at the sun, right there? Yes, exactly. Where are those shadows coming from? That little, like, that's an
Yeah,
anomaly.
you've got your pointer on it. Little
Yeah.
That's an anomaly.
walls or whatever they are.
All right, panel, I want to tell y'all this too. Watch the camera. It's going to follow the sun, and then it automatically turns to the right out of nowhere towards the end of the film. I wanted to make
weird.
sure y'all seen that. It's following the sun. Now watch its movement. Once it gets to a side of it, it'll start going to the right for some reason. Just the camera does it.
You talking
It's
about
towards the end of the film. Watch. You'll see
There's
it. It'll
two
start
streets.
drifting to the right. Watch. It just dropped
It
down.
looked like it just stopped. Oh, let's
Yeah,
let's-
now
let's-
watch. It'll start going
Watch,
to the right
watch.
too, towards the end of it.
You saying his
Watch it.
mechanism got screwed in that
Why? I
particular
don't
moment?
know. It's just like ka-chunk. It drops. Look, see how it goes to the right? You just saw it go to the right? It's going to the
Yeah.
right.
Okay, that
Move
well,
it
Hold
to
on,
the
that
right.
other tripod just changed shape, and the tune just
look
came
at
up and
that,
made
yo.
2
well,
points
the
of
viewpoint, the
references.
viewpoint though, right there at the very end. I'm not
Kinda
like,
weird.
saying this isn't true, but
Yeah,
the camera also panned to left.
right.
I mean, this is what the internet hive mind's going to
wonder-
do. We're
yeah.
going to figure everything about this. There's
Hold
not
on.
going to be anything. That's
No,
going to be
the
uncovered
shadows in the foreground are not moving. That little arc
Those there?
to the left of the frame
Yeah,
has a really short shadow.
right.
The little stones where your cursor is right now, those stones have a way longer shadow than
They should
what
all have long.
is something that is right next to it. There
Right.
are anomalies that are happening. Also, Antarctica is going to be a big, huge softbox. It's very high key. What I'm interested in data wise is the metadata and the exposure
Yeah.
of all
The
of the shots, because
phones.
I
Yeah.
want to know what
Or the
their
phones,
ASA
the,
was. I
I'll
want to
tell
know
you
what
the
their focal length
goddamn
was.
truth. I'll tell you the goddamn truth. I ain't interested in a motherfucking thing they show from this point forward.
It's tainted. They spoiled the gumbo, man.
It's tainted. This fucking whole thing's corrupted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hearing about those guys down there before everybody else, and then you having to rely on their testimony. Are you kidding me? Their whole deal in life is to sabotage everything that we're a part of. Everything that we try to research, they're fucking there to ruin it, to stick their dirty little fingers in it and make it infected. There's no
They
way
wanna
in hell
control
that
the
I have to
narrative.
trust anything. Well, I'm a photographer. Well, I don't give a damn. Not you, Nikki. I'm talking
No,
There
about
you go. There you go, Shannon Emerson. Perfect. Right on. So the Globers
What she
put
said,
this
what
shit
she-
out and the Flat Earthers couldn't? What? What the fuck?
Vlad, I want to tell you this. Well,
Yeah.
there's a couple of clips where he's walking, McToon's walking in front of the camera, that camera we're
Right.
seeing right now.
right,
It's hard to catch because they flash, okay?
right,
But
because
if you
they're
catch
moving
him,
so.
if you can catch him behind the camera, that little turn knob, it's at the bottom, is totally cut off at a 90-degree angle, and you can see it was cut.
You talking
You
about
can't
this
see
joint
it
right here?
down here. Yeah, that to the right, that little knob to the right, underneath, right there. it's rounded through the whole scene, all the scenes. But whenever
it's
Toon
supposed
is in
to
it,
twist.
yes, and McToon crosses in front of it, it is cut off at a 90-degree angle. Like it's like it was placed in there, and they cut it fast and placed it in there, and just in 1 or 2 shots. But it's only in those shots that it's cut off. So they like just patched it in or something. And I'm just saying, you can clearly see it, y'all. It's like obvious. I don't know why, other than to probably cause confusion amongst the family and stuff like that, or the group of people that's following this.
Now that I've got my this right here, this one.
Keep on going. It's hard.
The equatorial mount right there.
Yeah, that's it. And if you blow it up, you can see it's best perfect. If you explode the image, if you can get it, screenshot that image and blow it up, it's cut off at a 90-degree angle. Yep, that's the one right there. If you can explode that image, you'll see it. Oh,
He's trying to zoom in on it.
Yeah. That bottom is like sliced, and then you can compare it. It's completely doctored. Like they just spliced that in front of it.
Yeah, it looks like he went out of frame too, but you remember this is time lapse, so you're going to have a few missing spots. But the thing is, the number one flat earth proof you're looking at here is that equatorial mount. It goes off the equatorial plane and it does a 360. It is based on a level plane all the way through our realm, dude.
Okay.
It worked. That's
I'm not arguing that. I'm just arguing how real it is, because that does look patched in all around the camera. It's like cloned. All around the legs, everything's cloned. But I mean, that's just fact. I'm looking at it. I do video editing. I do commercials. I know how to install. Look at that. All around that camera is cloned, y'all. If you can't see that just with the naked eye from right here, I want you to look at that. It's
what do you mean by cloned? I don't.
You saw it's faded out. There should be a beautiful image of the background, totally transitioning through the whole frame.
Yeah.
It should be no white areas in none of that. You should see the background beautifully, but it's phasy. You see how it's phased out? They had to it's feathered out because they had to cut it out and stick it in there. That's just what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you.
Post-op. It's like after the fact.
Yeah, everything that doesn't make sense for a reason. They've got people that are in there that are like ashy colored. Why? When everybody else is brightly lit. You can pause it and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's one, if you go back in front of the camp where the camp is showing there, he's got taking pictures with a camera. He is so like peppered with white.
It's like they pasted them in Photoshop.
So they had to, and so I mean, it is what it is. But you notice even that barrel does never cross a breach. Like we all know about parallax. That means nothing crosses in front of it. None of these artifacts, when there are no people around, and does it cross in front of one another? And they appear and then disappear.
They realize that too, because did you see how they moved this chant? Go back just a couple frames from where you was.
And you're going to tell me they didn't move the table the whole time?
They moved that tripod as soon as it was getting ready to parallax the fucking building.
Funny as hell, dude.
Right, exactly.
Banjo's going to do another video on the artifacts tomorrow. That's what he announced.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'd like to see the full footage. Where's that?
Me too. Well, McKeegan's got it in his ass.
And look, I'm not against it being what it is. Just, is it what it is? We want to know.
Without them doctoring it up, sticking their dirty ass fingers inside stuff.
I mean, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense.
Guys, make sure to like, sub, share this content. Like, sub, and share.
You ever see how the cops do? Somebody will make a complaint, about a cop doing something fucked up. And they'll say, "Oh, we investigated ourselves and found that we did nothing wrong."
Oh yeah, wolves.
That's what we got. That's what we got, man.
Yeah, wolves watching over wolves. You can't trust these motherfuckers, man.
And then the table looks like it's just like right there, standing out. It's so.
Now watch this tripod all the way on the left.
Yep,
see how they moved it before it was about to parallax the fucking building?
Well, yeah, it was supposed to, right? You know what I'm saying? And if it didn't, wow, why didn't it?
Watch it carefully.
Yeah. It should parallax it.
They moved it before that.
Right,
they knew that. So they moved it. Watch. 2,
set it up. They moved it.
Right over there.
Right there, yeah. Dang, dead giveaway.
Well, let's go fishing, y'all. Come on.
Now watch. They're gonna have to move that tripod eventually, probably. I doubt it's gonna go in front. No, it won't. The way they got it set up.
No.
Looks like they kept edging it to the right a little bit.
I think McKeegan did that a couple of times from what I remember.
Hey, you see how they're light? Go back, y'all a little bit. Go back, Vlad. Watch whenever he goes and fools with the camera, what color he is. They pepper him out.
Where he's got that hood over his head.
Yes, they pepper him
Okay.
out big time. Watch what I'm telling you. Like, why is he peppered out?
He was never there.
Yeah, right. Bam. There's one
Hold
right in
on.
the middle. See?
Oh, you see it?
See
Yeah.
how ashy.
But I wonder if that's an effect of just the light being
Could be an
hitting him a
exposure,
certain way.
could be
Maybe.
Yeah, the
exposure.
exposure.
I'll grant him that. And then when he's turning around, he's closer. That one character, though, why is it just that character?
Because of his
What?
proximity to the sun over.
Oh, so
directly
yeah, it's
over.
vector or something
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I can go with
Okay.
that.
Maybe with the lens, I get it. How they did that, like a specular kind of highlight off reflection. I
Yeah,
get it. I
so
see
like
it on the side.
anybody, yeah, anybody
See it on the
within
side?
like around here
I
or
got you.
here
Yeah.
of the sun, yeah, they're gonna come in washed out a little bit.
That's smooth. There you
There
go,
we-
right there. You caught him.
Oh, he is. But that may
So I
be.
thought they all had blue and black on. What's the do with brown and all this stuff hanging off of him?
That could be a clone, or I don't think it's the light
Yeah.
would make it that
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
I know. Think about that. That's strong. I don't know.
Oh Lord, God, come on, man.
This is just some of the anomalies, dude. There's tons more to come, I'm sure.
God, there's so many. That table just stands out to me like wrong. Just all wrong. It doesn't even move at all in perspective. And even if you've got this long angled like lens on there too that can see far. So as it turns, it's going to whip around. You're going to see other parts of that table, and you never see that one single leg through the whole frame, y'all. I mean, at least some perspective of it. You don't.
Yeah, look how oblong it looks there, like it's been like
it's
put
just
in.
like squeezing it. Yeah, like they're, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't make sense. You should see the legs right now, at least a little bit of it, because it's so far to the left.
This is so two-dimensional, dude. Right here, that looks way too two-dimensional. I don't get a 3 dimension out of it. Yeah. You got to keep it raw on the set. You know? I blame Whoopi and his gang. He started off with the GPS and gave it to Jaron, the man who doesn't know how to lock a cage.
It's just shadows are weird. Everything's painted looking. I don't know. I just don't trust it, dude.
The plane's going down, and we got to bail out.
So what's this? Somebody said, I think it might have been Matt, Awesome Matt, said that he saw one of the planes going backwards.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Where would you see that at?
Awesome Matt said this earlier. I don't know if you're in here, Awesome Matt, but if you are, said something along those lines where he saw the plane going backwards. And I'm like, what?
That's because of the Coriolis effect, Ironworks.
Yeah, right.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So
Well,
the
no,
Globers put this out, and the flat earthers couldn't.
No, when you fly east to west, you're actually flying against the spin of the Earth, so you got to account for it.
Hold on.
You gotta zoom that page out again.
Hold on, let me.
I do.
Lord have mercy,
dude. This
the Ironwork 92000.
All right.
And I'm sorry, man. The more people keep pushing this fucking personality aspect of it,
Yeah,
and
personality.
that bullshit, the more suspect I become of it. I'm like, why are you so resistant to just logical analyzation?
Right.
You know, I can't understand that. You know, why can't you just be objective? But what we've got right now, we've seen a bunch of bullshit in McKeegan's footage. Okay. Whether he wants to argue about it or not, I don't care. If I was on a jury and somebody was up for their life on death row, I sure as fucking, it's not enough for me to vote guilty. It's not enough for me to, I want beyond a reasonable doubt. This has reasonable doubt. The fact that it's taken how many days is reasonable doubt. Okay. Going on the media circuits is reasonable doubt for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going on the media circuits before even addressing it to us. I'm
And
like,
if that hurts somebody's fucking fragile little fifis, I don't give a shit. I really don't.
hold on.
I mean, I'm sorry. And there's people that they get, and then listen, this is part of it. Why do you think they used Smiling Bob the pastor to be the front man for this thing in the first place, because a smiling Bob Preacher is a fucking disarming type of character. They rely on your personality glomming. Oh, I like this guy. I dig his personality, whatever. Well, that may very well be. But that has nothing to do with what we're looking at.
That's right. He should have really been called out about his Christian views anyway, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
really.
We have, dude.
They're
We've
not-
called
they're
him
not-
out, dude, plenty of times, and he doesn't have any answers for us at all. He's been on flat slates. Yeah.
Oh, he has? Okay.
So I look at it like this, you know, you do what you want, man. You say what you want. You believe what you want. That's your trip through here, and it's not my job to make you believe otherwise. If you want to say certain things about a deity, that's your business, man. That's at the end of the day, that's going to come on you. Okay, that's it.
Greg, what's going on, G? What's happening, man?
Hey, man, how are you guys? Thanks for having me on again, Vlad.
What's up, fam?
All right, not a problem, man.
So I had some thoughts on some of this. As far as this parallax, if you think about it, there's a sensor in those cameras because they're you know, whether they're using an iPhone or otherwise. And that's where the light is traveling to. That's what's making that thing. So I don't know that we would see the parallax that you all or some of you are suggesting we should see when the camera moves. Yes, the camera's spinning, but it's on the same axis point. So that you're not going to see some drastic change in parallax. I mean, there will be some because, in fact, but when I see it, like when I do video work, I see it when I put it on what's called a slider, if you're familiar with that. And that's when the camera is moving. And so what I do is intentionally create parallax. If I'm doing an interview, for example, and I have the camera on a 2-foot slider, and I have the camera face the subject that I'm interviewing, and then it'll go like this and create a parallax. But what we're seeing there is it's not the same. It's just a camera doing this, that sensors in the same spot. So I would not personally, maybe I need to go, I want to go do this. I have like tons of tripods. I want to go set them up in my yard and repeat the same stuff. But I don't think that we should see that kind of parallax. I understand where you're coming from. And I see like with the table, like what you're talking about, the legs of the table that aren't moving. I'm seeing a little bit of a change, but I wouldn't run with that yet. That's one of my many thoughts on some of the stuff.
There's no change with the table leg at all. There's no change at all.
Why should there be?
On the left side leg at all. There's none. You can't see like the straight leg.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any change, dude.
Okay, so Brenda's in here to offer some clarity.
Oh gosh, oh my gosh! I said I always live
Good for you.
but I've never been in here with. Well, maybe I've been in here with this thing before.
All right, so you're gonna offer some clarity, huh, Brenda?
Yeah, all I hear is fear, hysteria, and paranoia. This is what I'm hearing from you right now.
You're a crazy.
Wait, hold on.
Who cares, man?
Hold on.
Yeah, you're fabricating a narrative based on a prior belief of yours, and you're trying to fit that narrative right into the information that you're seeing instead of discarding the former narrative, which is shown to be false in this video.
Then tell us what the former narrative is, real quick.
That there cannot be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, because you're all trying to debunk this time lapse, which is highly compressed.
Analyze it, Brenda? Did you critically analyze it yourself, or did you just watch it and say, "Yep, there it is"?
No, we can have a 24-hour sun in Antarctica on a flat Earth too. You have 4 months of summer in the north. You really do. And they don't match. They don't match. North and south do not match.
Nope.
Your model has been debunked a while back.
Yeah, I'm curious about this, Vlad. I'm curious about this claim that they don't match. I don't know why should the North...
I didn't say shit. I'm listening to y'all.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking about what
I'm talking to you right now.
Yes,
I've actually compared the two. Yes,
I hear you. And I'm trying to ask a question about what you said.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
What you said is that they don't match, and I don't understand what you mean. Because why should they match perfectly? They're very different. Antarctica is a continent, right? And the Arctic is open ocean that's covered with ice. So why should they match?
Oh God!
How do you know that,
Brenda?
How do you know what's in the Arctic, Brenda?
Brenda, do you go on Bigfoot channels and tell them they were wrong?
I don't think anybody takes Bigfoot seriously anymore, do they?
Okay,
but it's funny we don't even have
from the
one.
70s.
All right.
It's just a joke from the
have
70s.
one real picture. Not even one.
You can ask Karen. You can ask Karen B about Bigfoot. She's had personal encounters, hasn't she?
Well, don't you think that
Bigfoot.
flat Earth is as foolish as Bigfoot?
Oh yeah,
Yes, I do.
think she does.
Okay, then
Yes.
why do you spend your life trolling flat Earth channels and not Bigfoot channels?
I have an epistemic virtue, which is
you have something against bears.
Excuse me. I have. You asked me a question. You asked me a question.
Yeah, great.
But I think honesty and truth are virtues epistemically. I enjoy this. Simply for
that word.
Brenda, come on.
No, I didn't.
Brenda, go ahead, man. Brenda, go ahead.
Yeah, so I simply enjoy this. I enjoy the company of some other Globers. I enjoy the activity of. It has actually been very instructive to me because I look up, I come across things that flat earthers said over the years, and then I look up the answers and I research it and I learn new things. I learn new things. Yes, I Google it. Yes.
Google.
Yeah. So
Google. Wiki.
But the main motivation it is I find it very offensive, the lies and the deception that are.
Okay, what did I lie about, Brenda? Come on.
Well,
tell
don't
me.
listen to it anymore. Here's something. Why don't you not listen to it anymore? Okay, you're obviously not in any fear of it being a danger any longer because you take this evidence as definitive proof of a globe. So now you don't have to even subject yourself. You don't have anything to worry about. You can maybe go do something.
The preponderance of evidence is that the Earth is a globe. It has been for years.
Okay, since when did it become a globe? When did it suddenly just turn into a globe? Let me ask you.
The Earth has always been a globe. The Earth has always been a globe.
Did you discover that the Earth was a globe and then find out later that you were right, or were you told that?
I was taught in elementary school by my teacher, Mrs. Trigstead. God love her. She was a great teacher. Mrs. Trigstead taught me.
Mrs. Webb for me, and she taught me the same bullcrap, the heliocentric stuff. Did I ask questions about like gravity and several other things when I was in third grade, and never got any real answers out of them. I got a whole bunch of bullshit with a bucket and water.
So you never found out that the Earth was a globe. You were told it was a globe.
I was told it was a globe. Listen to my answer. I was told it was a globe, and then I investigated, and I understand the arguments.
You investigated.
Yeah, go ahead, Brenda.
Investigated the arguments. The arguments are sound.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's just your opinion, though.
No, it's not. It defies physics, Brenda.
Yeah.
It defies physics.
Listen, you say that. But it's not true. No, you say that, but no physicist.
Did you know astronomy is not science?
Yes, it is.
Mass attracting mass is a myth.
It's an
older
understanding of gravity.
No, gravity is bullshit.
Stop. Hold off.
It's a real phenomenon.
All right, hold on, Brenda. Let Greg go. Let
me interject here. I would appease, please, all of you. Do that thing. You remember when you're a child and like you're supposed to ignore the bully. Not that Brenda's being a bully.
I'm not being a bully.
Nonsense, as I was talking about on the last stream that I called into, how Brenda always destroys the mood of it. Just takes away from the conversation. Like I don't know if that live stream.
I think
on.
I think you might have you might actually have
interrupting people. Let me talk.
Hold on,
Brenda.
Let Greg
He's talking about he wanted to go back and watch. We were talking about which two videos we're going to watch. I don't know if the other one's still live. We have both of those to do.
Right.
We're not going to get anywhere, Brenda. There's not like there's a lot of outsiders, and I understand.
You're not going to convince me that lies are truth. That's true.
So I think Brenda's getting pissed off because she doesn't like this idea, or
you keep going along.
I recommend that we all ignore her or don't post stuff when it's flat Earth 101 level stuff. If there's
Yeah, but
something
your
legit to bring
101
up and
level
something good,
is
then let's
just
do it.
is
But
just
please,
empty.
let's move on.
Nobody gives
Don't
a
let
shit,
them sit
Brenda.
there in
The
the
flat
background.
Earth, the flat
Don't
Earth
let
is
them do
utterly
their job of
empty.
trolling and
Nobody
destroying
gives
the
a shit,
No,
Brenda.
live stream.
there is nothing to your. There's nothing to it anymore. It's
Nobody
gone.
gives a shit.
Okay,
It's
okay,
gone.
okay.
Go to
Okay, guys,
Bigfoot channel and leave us the hell alone.
G,
Referee.
easy, bro, easy. All right, Brenda,
Vlad,
check
I
this out.
will agree with him that I probably do when I do come in here. I
Okay.
think that you do get. What the hell is going on?
I have no idea.
Is that Roger again?
Nope, not me.
You got the water
Oh,
home.
go
Huh?
ahead, Brenda. What you saying?
Is somebody passing water or something? Right.
No, go
So
ahead.
I agree with you that when I come in and I give my reasons for why I believe what I do, that this causes you a great amount of cognitive dissonance and
Does
pain.
it?
Yes,
No, it's
I
no,
can tell.
Body pain.
I'm sorry that that's the way it is.
Brenda, you
You guys are continuing to entertain this by responding to that. Do not
All right.
respond to that. Move on.
Yeah,
Come
all right.
on.
You need this in order to leave your cult.
Do not respond to it. Move on.
And you need to experience a little bit to.
All right, you're right, Brenda. You know what? You've been right the whole time. We
Exactly.
had it all fucked up, and we have it wrong. We appreciate
You
it.
are.
Thank you for the
You have
education.
nothing.
Yo, man,
It's
yo.
just an
love
echo
you.
chamber.
Merry Christmas. Merry Hanukkah.
Thank you, Brenda. We appreciate
Happy
it.
Kwanzaa
Hanukkah,
as
yeah.
well. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa too. We can't forget that. And
Oh,
happy
not definitely
holidays.
not.
Brenda, yo.
I don't celebrate any holidays. I'm an atheist.
Of course you don't. Yeah, we know.
Well, then have a good atheist fucking
And yours,
Christmas.
and what I've learned from this.
Stop
Door hit.
responding.
No.
Don't
Bye-bye.
let the door hit you.
Back
where
to
the
normal.
good
Yes.
Lord- don't
Jesus
let the-
Christ.
Hey,
Every once
Vlad, don't let
Yeah.
the door hit you where the good Lord split you, babe. Huh?
Right.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank you. For
You know, there's no land in the north at all, guys, that get sun or light or anything. They don't
Yeah.
get vegetation. No, nothing.
So
Why did we get Wi-Fi in the woods, man?
Damn
The
it.
trolls are everywhere now.
See, Vlad, you need me, man, because you would have let that thing stay on here for another 30 minutes or an hour, and you left.
Well, you know,
Come on.
I want Brenda to let it out so we can hear it. And I know you know what? Here's my reasoning behind it. It's bull. We know it's bull.
They're gonna
Every
find
once in a
out.
while, we have to be reminded that it's utter bull, right? And it's like, Brenda, no, like we were just like you, and we just need to keep reminding Brenda.
I think they're gonna end up finding bodies under Brenda's crawl space or some shit, man. It's not over yet.
Ed Gein style. Like there were 16 kids buried in the basement.
Yeah, right.
Well, Sav, isn't it according to general and special relativity? There's two models.
Yeah.
And
So
if you can't concede to two models.
So shout out to
you
Brenda
can't
for
even have a
making an
conversation.
attempt to derail the conversation, but back on track, family. Back on track. Back on track. Right. Okay.
Start again.
So, where were we? Oh, so we've looked at that. We could go back
Appreciate
to the. We can either go back to the debate that they were having with FTFE and McKeegan, or we can go to the thing that Karen B was.
I want to see Karen lose her fucking shit again. I really do.
Well, and
You
Vlad,
enjoyed
at some
that,
point,
Sav. You
I
didn't.
will set up, like I said, I have multiple. I've got fold-out tables. I have a lot of tripods.
Right.
I have lenses of all different kinds of focal lengths. A lot of. I mean, I can kind of repeat stuff to some extent. I wish we could get specifics from them, and then see what happens.
I think I'm going to do the same type of experiment with a tripod, an iPhone, and I'm going to put an extension on it because the lens is stretched out about that far.
Yes.
So that means the distance from the center of incident to where it's actually picking up the image stops at the end of the lens. So
No. It's
distance.
the sensor. That's what I was talking about. It's
Yeah.
the
Well, I'm
sensor,
saying
not the end of the lens.
right. But I mean, if I was to use my iPhone, I would have to put it out further away for about a foot on an arm. That way it can turn, right?
No. But we see in all those videos, the cameras are on a tripod.
Right.
The center of access is over the center of the tripod. Essentially,
Right.
the sensor might be like within an inch or two or whatever out from it. But we can't. If you start moving it out, then you're going to introduce something that doesn't really play into reality, and they would rightfully come back at us for that.
I get it.
Hey,
But
if
the
y'all
lens,
get a chance,
don't you have to
y'all
keep
get a
in?
chance, check out this video. Not right now necessarily, but just open it up. It's kind of a cool little thing I did showing a miniature sun inside of a flat Earth model. I did about a year ago or so. It's just a short little video. It's like 35 seconds long.
Let's take a look at that before we go back to the Karen B joint. If you
And
don't
it was
mind.
just an anomaly I picked up, and I didn't plan on it. I just noticed it, and I was like, I need to look at this a little closer. So that's all it is.
Okay. All right. So, all right, let's just go back to Karen B. The Karen B joint. Hold on.
And I just want to say, I'm gonna follow with you on that experiment. Take your advice with the tripod. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Back to the previously paid programming.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Y'all put your seatbelts on.
Yeah, please, come on.
How hard that was?
Anyway, so they have to unpack their bag, repack their bag. They have to go through check-in. It's all special. Like everything about this
Look
trip.
at my responses. Yeah, like you,
The
Vlad,
North.
right there.
And I feel like if everybody would just shut the fuck up and pay attention to what's going on, then you could take notes on all the things that are drastically different what it takes to go to the South Pole than it takes to go to the North Pole. Like nothing about what they're doing is the same as what it takes to go see the 24-hour sun in the North Pole. And don't you guys remember that on the globe it should be the fucking same? And it isn't. It's drastically different. Like, why aren't we paying attention to these details? Who fucking cares what the sun does in the sky? Hey, guess what? Anywhere you go in the realm, the sun revolves around you. It's fucking magic. Who cares? The earth measures flat. Water is flat and level. We can see too far. So I don't understand why everybody is freaking out about the sky. Like some of us have been thinking about this for a while. Some of us started out watching the sun, like me. And I realized very early on that every single sky observation matches the globe. Every single one that I made matches the globe from 10 years ago. So I stopped doing that because it's Earth observations that show you that the Earth is flat. Nothing terrestrially tells us that the Earth.
You don't
is a
follow
globe.
your senses.
So why is everybody freaking out about this? I really don't get it.
It's not even. We understand.
What's the psyop? What's the fucking psyop?
Are you shitting me? They hadn't even come.
So okay, what's the psyop? Let's talk about that. Where do we even begin with what's the psyop?
Right.
Oh.
That's what threw me off. I was like, wait, like I was confused. I was like, wait, what do you mean? What's the psyop? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
did you just now start doing this shit?
Yeah, right. I'm like, wait, where have you been this whole time? Are you who I think you are? Shit, what do you mean what's the psyop? Like, where do we? How do we eat
psychological operation?
By the way, is she not work with Crow 777 as like its producer or something like that? That's one thing I
didn't even know that.
Heard mentioned with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Give me a second. I'll be right back. Y'all do y'all's thing. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yep. Am I wrong?
I always found her rude.
I just sense like some darkness. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you, when I listen to certain people speak, everything is frequency and vibration. Truth is a frequency. And I can tell you right now, just the whole view scope of her entering into the video, it was just kind of dark, y'all. And I'm not trying to pick on her.
Oh,
but the whole aspect of the ambiance, which you could cut with a knife, it had a dark undertone to it. I'm just saying.
It looked mad all the time as well.
Well, I can tell you for a fact she is with Crow and Jason Lindgren. They do work together, all three of them. So.
That's what
and I don't have anything against her. I do not know her. I'm just saying.
I have something against her, and I have for a long time, and I love that nowadays people.
Really?
What I've been saying for so long about so many people, more and more people are like, "Oh yeah." Just like I was in the early days of calling out Alex Jones, and then people were like, I got such a hard time for that. And then later people were like, oh yeah. Then they had all these people come up to me, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because later on they'd be like yeah, you were right on this. And as I mentioned on the stream the other night, one of my biggest focuses is calling out these frauds. I think that's extremely important because it's not really as much the deceivers, but it's those who help promote it, I think.
Can I address something that she said, though, and the way she said it? She said, I looked back at everything that I looked out and observed, and it matched the globe, so I stopped.
Yeah.
Do you understand the impact behind if somebody just logged on to here and heard that?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So those are comments that you don't even say. And I'm just being
Wow.
real. That's just kind of weird because you gotta deny your senses. Wouldn't you say this off? Because you explain it about denying your senses and what we're supposed to believe, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't match the globe. You get what I'm saying?
And the ultimate gaslight excuse is being used too. You're just crazy. No, it's this way. If you don't think that way, you're just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck, man? That whole, I'm sitting here replaying that all in my head, man. That entire fucking emotional outburst right there. And it began with that right there, where I kept it in the logic. I'm like, wait a second. Are you fucking kidding me? What is the psyop? Really? And I was thinking to myself, who the fuck am I actually talking to here? I thought you was, the big setter-upper of this shit and, big queen bee in the fucking flat earth world and shit. And you can't figure out what a possible psyop could be with this whole thing at all? Are your emotions blinding your objectiveness? I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it, man. There's a lot of people that are letting their fucking emotions, and if you truly dissect it, like everybody up here on the panel, I love Vlad to death. I can't wait to meet him in person, hang out with him. Okay,
that's right.
And
you got an opportunity where you can, can't you? Son? He's right next door.
That's great, but for the majority of the people that I'm on here with, and I talk to, and I associate with, and everything like that, this is the limit of the fucking relationship. This is as far as you know. You don't know but what I turn this fucking shit off and turn into a complete fucking monster. You don't know that.
That's right.
Okay? And this is what people get. And this is why people will so astonished when some actor gets caught up in some bullshit because, oh my God, I love that actor. I like every character he plays. And I've heard him on talk shows and he seems so sincere. Do you not realize that he's an actor? Right? And even when he's not behind on the camera doing a movie, he's still fucking acting. So this is the thing. We got to take that out of there. We have to look at it and say, I don't even know who the people were that went down. I don't care. I don't care. What came about from it? And
nothing
that's
worthwhile. And can I add something? The astronomy has been around for a very long time, and they have that down to basically it's a math, dude. Everything's going to match the astronomy's predictions. We got that. Well aware of it. We're talking about the Earth and the physics of it.
Science. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Fuck what you tell me. Looking at shit in the sky, observing, repeating of patterns, and then making up fucking stories about billions and trillions of light years and gargantuan fucking sizes of supernovas and all this other nonsense, theoretical Dungeons and Dragons, unprovable bullshit. Is nothing more than that.
Yeah, and even the Greeks. I mean, they have postulated that like certain constellations gave birth to gods and their offspring. That's where they came from. So that's very important to the astronomy. But it's not anything to do with relation to the physical Earth or anything that works here. That's what's in the sky. You can point to it all day long and say, "Help me, help me." It won't. You need to learn how to live here on the Earth.
You
and
don't
the rest
point,
of it's fodder.
You don't point to the light show to prove that it's Pink Floyd playing on the stage.
Good point.
Okay? And also the stage, the shape of it has nothing to do with the light show either.
Nope.
That's real.
But the thing is I'm looking at this as a possible way to sow a new narrative. Okay? Like a Venn diagram. Well, yeah, there's a 24-hour sun, but okay, I'm not convinced there was a 24-hour sun yet.
So
why? Because they dropped the fucking ball. Duffy's failure. This is what this should be called, Duffy's failure.
Not the final experiment? Come on. Jeez.
Hey, so guys, look, maybe you guys can help me out. I was in some of my comments online elsewhere. I was talking about, like Saab has talked about how the stream cut and how we didn't get the live stream we were promised. And then somebody else on the Glober side, but we had a brief, but he seemed sincere. He's like, "What are you talking about, brother?" Like, I was, so I'll tell you, I have not followed the Globers, right, during those days. I'm not going giving them clicks. Not that that's that big of a deal.
Guys, make sure to like, make sure to sub, make sure to share. Keep going. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'll be right back.
I haven't seen what the other side has put out. All I'm going off of is like what Saab and others have said, that we weren't given what we were promised with the live stream. Can you guys who are in the loop tell me, what did the other people put out live and what have they put out since in regards to the 24-hour?
Oh, nobody
this
gave
commenter was
us
telling me that there were
the live 24-hour. Nobody gave us the live 24-hour. We got the time lapse from Toon. I guess we got a time lapse from McKeegan. And those are uploaded. Those are all over the internet now, right? Okay. We've got
so that's
nothing.
what he was referring to, I guess. Is time
we got
lapse,
nothing.
probably. Okay.
But we did not get even a partial. And what I talk about with that part, even they said, "Oh, well, Starlink went down." That's fine. Let me watch what you got.
Yeah.
Up to that point, why was it taken down? I mean, like I've said before, if Vlad's internet goes down right now and this show crashes, everything up to this point is still on the internet.
Amen.
People can go and watch it and they go, "Oh wow, that just abruptly ended. Wonder what happened." Poop. Not a 404 page error. Come on, man.
Right. And when Vlad, tapped into their live stream, didn't we hear Dave McKeegan say something about in regards to he's got this stuff, he needs all this time and he's got to put stuff together and he doesn't want to just throw it out there, and it's just like you said, give us the unedited. Why can we not have the raw? Like, what in the world is holding you up, especially for an event like this? When
the truth is holding them up, dude. The truth is holding them up. They can't reveal it. They got to make this trick work.
Oh, I realize that, but on their plate, he thought he was like having a good defense. Like, well, I'm not going to just throw it all out there. I gotta edit it, put it together.
We all talk about time delay all the time. That's one of the major things with Flat Earth is time delay. NASA, time delay. They say it's instantaneous, right, Saab? And what we wait 10 minutes, what can they do in a month?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I was like, there's plenty of time to get everybody else's data and make it correspond with whatever you're trying to sell. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing that, but there's always that just opens one more fucking possibility to it. And there again, that's where the people come in and say, "Well, what do you mean you don't trust Jaron? You don't trust Whitsitt?" I don't know them.
I don't know them either.
Okay, I don't know them. Here's a good litmus test for if you trust somebody. Okay, do you trust me? Would you leave me alone in your house for the weekend with $20,000 of your money cash sitting out on the fucking table? Do
you know it, Bob? You know it. I would leave you in there.
And I'm saying you don't know me good enough. I could tell you all day long, look at me, I'm Honest Joe, and I do this, that, and the other. I could tell you that all day fucking long. But at the end of the day, do you really know me? And like I've said before, I can build a case against myself. I live within an hour and a half of DC and the intelligence community. I can be to Langley in about an hour and 15 minutes. I live near Culpeper Base, which is kind of a secure facility buried into the mountain, about 35, 40 minutes north of me. Okay. I was in the military. I had a top secret security clearance. I worked for 5th Corps headquarters in communications, intercepted, decoded, top secret messages.
Oh, this is getting sus now.
Okay. So
you work for the CIA, don't you, Saab? You're a CIA agent.
It's an absolute possibility. And what a great way to sell that, as to be somebody totally against the government too. So look, you can build a case against anybody, right? But I have to go by what's the evidence? What do I see? What do I hear? What's actually being done? And most importantly, with all of that gathered together, what does my mind and my heart say about it? That's where my intuition comes from, right there.
Come on. That's dead on.
It.
So I must say, and I said this to you on a live a while back, shortly after your I think it was your last talk with Dave. I'm still perplexed. I respect you. This is nothing. Don't read into this at all. I'm just saying I'm still perplexed how you have that mindset with everything I hear from you that like, well, yeah, I'll still go on a live stream with Jaron if he lets me. I still like him. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
For me, I'm so different than that. So that's why there's a total disconnect, right? For
I
me,
know
when
a
I
lot
see
of
somebody
people.
like Jaron, who I see has proven himself, not just evidence, but proven himself many times over to be a shill. Why? Because of his personality being nice, would I ever go back when I know for a fact is he is intentionally trying to attack something that is so important to me. So
Keep your
that
friends
blows my
close,
mind.
but
that
keep
you
your
know that.
enemies closer.
And then when it comes to Lowry, like I don't know if they're listening in the background. That's one thing I was going off on in the chat for earlier. Like Lowry, he said again and again, like, well, I don't see any reason that people say this stuff about Mark Sargent or Jaron or this. That's either he's ignorant or he's being intellectually dishonest because anybody that researches and looks back at all the videos of Mark Sargent, for example, will see there are many reasons people say that he is a big shill controlled up. To say that you have never seen that means maybe literally you've never seen it, which makes it hard for me to believe that if you've been at this for so long, or else you got some total cognitive dissonance. And it's different with him than you, Sal. I'm not calling you out for the same or anything, but like with Lowry and Nico, they're both like, as I was saying in the chat,
Well,
they
I'm
got
glad
pissed
you
off.
brought that up.
I think that they're like he and Nico, they want to be with the cool kids. Oh, I've known these cool kids for 10 years. And we hang out. We did this. And he just won't let that go. It's like, dude, let the call disc go.
Let me touch on that for a second, Greg, because even before any of this went down, when Jaron was doing a lot of his talking and everything else like that, and we were still doing Reaper Roulette, and he came out and he did a video, I don't know if y'all remembered it or not, where he had kind of a derogatory remark or a moniker, so to speak, like an acronym for people that still believe the earth was flat, even if there's a 24-hour sun. And I believe the acronym was Phoenix, flat, even, something like that. But it was supposed to look like the word penis, and it was a Phoenix and everything. And I've been in the camp of it doesn't prove a globe earth. Okay. So that meant that I was being referred to as a Phoenix as well. Did I give a fuck? I went ahead and I go on the show anyways. I don't change my view on that at all. Okay. And the nature of the show is the fact that there's topics that are discussed that are all of kind of conspiracy theory nature. Now, me being with my advanced age and my long interest in so-called conspiracy theories, from UFOs to Anunnakis, all of them, I've been down every fucking rabbit hole. I could give you a tour one day. But the reality of it is, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 times, whatever that fucking thing comes up on, I have some knowledge about it. Okay. And I enjoy discussing that. Now, you got to look at it outside of the fact. You could watch, all right, like the TV show The View, or even The Five that's on Fox, where they got the 5 people that all discuss shit and they banter and everything like that. Do you think these motherfuckers hang out with each other when they're not at work? Do you think that they go to each other's house and have parties together? And that's just part of the show. That's just the panel show. Okay. So now I have not changed my view, and I'm not afraid to tell Witsit or anybody else. I'm sorry, Mr. Quarterback. You fumbled that ball bad to a point where I almost think you did it on purpose. I'm not afraid to say that. If I see one of my good friends that I know in person and they're fucking up, they know without a doubt that Dave is going to tell them, you're fucking up, and here's how. They know that. They depend on that from me.
And Dave, by the way, to clarify, I am not calling you out or Lowry.
Right. I'm just saying that for the people that have, Greg. I wasn't meaning that you were.
I know that. I know you weren't being defensive at what I was saying. I just
He's
wanted
addressing everybody in the
to
audience,
clarify
man.
for everybody else that I'm not calling you out for that.
Right.
And also when it comes to Lowry, I'm not calling him out. I really do believe with him, it's some cognitive dissonance. And I don't mean to degrade and say that he's like a child, but I still equate it to, for an analogy, you know, wanting to be part of the cool kid group, and the cool kid group might even pick on you and you're still defending them, right? Even when there's stuff. But for him, it's, I think, again, intellectually dishonest to say that you don't see why anybody has reasons to call out a Mark Sargent, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, there's that, because of, like I said the other, like last night or not before last, whatever, on here, I was saying that what's so important for me, and I think that if we all focus on it more, I think people, and it bothers people because they're like, oh, we can't divide, but I think dividing us is very important. And I said this long ago on Vlad's stream. I think that this whole idea of let's work together as a communist community, like it's good to have the bonds and all that stuff, but Sav, like Sav says, we don't know each other, and if you did personally, sometimes you get let down by people you know personally. Not that that should dissuade you from creating bonds, but I think it's extremely important. I think it's when we call out the controlled opposition and the shills that we have more effect and have more of a chance of saving that truth.
That's
Not
right.
that truth needs saving, but than it is just going out and spreading it. I think that it's the people that, the underlings, that have more of an effect against truth than it is the one spreading it. So, for example, a news anchor on NBC, they're going to have a huge effect reaching the audience, but I think it's the people at the water cooler. I think it's the people that spread it that are more trouble to us. And if we can take out that leg, we'd have a better chance.
Well,
can I say this? Everybody should read the fine print when you sign a contract. Let's put it that way. I guarantee you there's fine print to go with everybody involved in this final experiment in the contract. They have a role to play.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyers drafted this stuff down a long time ago. And that's where it boils down to. I think they don't have much of a choice than to say, like, legally what they can present and what they can't present. But the masterminds behind it are, like, I think, higher up.
Are we allowed to see those contracts, do you think?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I would imagine there's some sorts of NDAs involved with this as well. Who's to say? Because if there's an NDA, how are you going to know about it, right?
Right.
I'm just saying. So it's, there again, we're stuck in the same boat that we were prior to this. And I can understand, like with Lowry and shit, going, they can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh my God, I couldn't believe something like that. But there again, I pointed out before, how many people have ended up in a divorce because, oh my God, my wife, I couldn't believe that she did such a thing to me. I cannot believe that my husband betrayed me like that. I can't believe my brother betrayed me. How many times have we ever heard shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so it is a matter of disbelief. But like I've said, there's a lot of stuff that's still got to be gone through. I'm not believing it. The whole thing looks sus to me, whether it is or not. That's not the point. What I think is very interesting is the people that are not able to discern and use logic and reason and let their emotions and their feelings and shit and their familiarity perception with the people involved cloud their objective view of it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what's got to be done. That's why I said, be a Vulcan, man. Be a Vulcan.
Well, whose team are you on, Vlad? You gotta, get like everybody else thought. You got to be on
teams.
Team Globe.
Let me tell you something about teams. Anytime I've ever gone to a job and they say, yeah, and then they start talking about being a team or a family or some shit like that, I fucking walk the other goddamn way. Because I already know that an outfit like that's going to be run by the dumbest motherfucker in charge. Okay, that's going to be how that works. And it never, ever is cool at all. Okay.
You wouldn't come work for the Walmart family like I do?
Come on. No, I won't even go in Walmart. I just know with my luck that I go into the Walmart for anything.
Those are outposts.
Even a pack of nails or something. I go in that motherfucker and it get turned into a FEMA camp while I'm inside, man. They ain't gonna let my ass out. That's all.
Stop. Stop.
Nice.
Let me tell y'all something. There is a Walmart in Amite right now that when you go into it, the parking lot goes down. and all of the water channels are in that downward angle.
That's
It's
for all the blood.
all the way
We're
around.
taking
It's 4
guillotines
acres.
out,
And
man.
it's like I believe
Nice.
those are like outposts for the tunnels in certain places. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Man,
underground highway.
Porter, that's for the blood to run down when they get out the guillotines and start.
Oh no!
Yeah, brother, that's what that's for.
Yeah, for running
video.
on
Saw a
this
video on YouTube about it one time, long time ago. It's been taken down, so that's proof that it's the truth.
It's real. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they want any of that. What is that double wide clip you had showed us earlier?
Oh yeah, so yo, not Rumham, but Mojo Shop. Just I don't know if you guys saw it.
I don't see you.
You in order to my bad. Can you guys? Sorry about that.
You good?
Okay, so Mojo Shop brought up something that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Mojo Shop. This here. Jaren just uploaded his GoPro footage, and that's a total. That's what he got. 108 files, 6 hours.
That sucks,
Let's go
dude.
look at it.
Yeah, it still sucks though. Do you have to be behind the paywall or no?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is.
Okay. Yep.
So exclusive. So again, there you go. So a motherfucker that didn't even want to fucking go. Oh, if you want to see my 6 hours of good footage and shit, you're gonna have to pay. Pay to play. I'm with it. Fuck you. I'm not playing that fucking game. Take your fucking VIP, shove it straight up your ass, man. I'm not doing that shit. And this is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is why people need to be fucking frustrated. You see what I'm talking about? You see this?
lame.
It's 6 hours. 6 hours. You're over there for how many fucking days at this godforsaken fucking place? And 6 hours. And then you gotta pay just to watch this bullshit, man. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Yep.
Take your fucking footage. Go fuck yourself with it. Fuck you.
Hey,
If
while
this
it's
doesn't
on,
enrage people, I don't know what does.
while it's on my mind, and this could be way off, and I'm not making any claims here. I think it's rightfully so. We read into numbers and stuff. We understand some of the numerology. I don't go to the level of what's his name that bugs the hell out of I think probably all of us with this gematria, right? Where he literally said he created his own. And he's the only one that knows it. But one interesting thing, because there's some people that I've watched talk about these colors, and there's a whole lot about this magenta. I don't know if you all see anything about magenta right now. But anyway, you look at Jaren and Witsit, they both have the same two neon light colors behind them, and totally random, and it may sound totally obscure, but if anybody else out there researches that stuff, and I'm just throwing it out there for that, it's like, whoa, that is interesting, because the lighting that they chose matches, and I don't see anybody else. I mean, I see other people doing it. There's plenty of YouTubers, but none of y'all have done it, for example. But yeah, with the paywall, I respect people. I get pissed off, and even when you would give Alex Jones a hard time back in the day about making money for it, I have no problem with people making money for it if it's for truth. And I know that's not where you're coming from, Vlad. But yeah, when it comes to something like this, I think that's one of those times you take the paywall off.
Yep, exactly.
Like, there's no reason not to.
And that's the thing. This is what I'm talking about, G. I have no problem. Like, I had no problem going on that fucking show and like, hey, this is what I got to say. $5, man, because I believe in it. But this is supposed to be for everybody. This obviously lets me know that you really don't give a fuck about your goddamn viewers. You really don't. Right? That's one. Two, man, if you gave a fuck, you'd be like, fuck a paywall, man. This stuff that I saw out there is going to knock your socks off. Here it is. If you want to pay, fine. If you want to give $1, whatever, man. I'll take whatever. But I'm going to let it out there for everybody to see. I figured that should be enough to let you guys know that, yeah, I actually give a damn about this experiment. Right? Now you just basically, just dig in your pit a lot deeper. You're just giving us more fodder. Just giving us more of a reason to not trust you. Now you got a 6-hour fucking paltry ass fucking footage, probably like some old bloopers video, some nonsense. We need the 24-hour goddamn video. All right, we need some shit like that.
Don't even bother now. Don't even bother now. Don't even fucking bother.
Next year, I'm gonna take
I'm
one.
just like, are you shitting me? That's what really. I feel like Ralphie when he got his fucking thing, his decoder goddamn ring, and he went in the bathroom and he decoded the fucking commercial. Right?
Get more
wow.
Ovaltine.
Wow. Wow.
More Ovaltine.
Right.
Oh God. Well, you know, Bob, next year I'm going to try to stream it live. I don't think I can get a live stream in Antarctica, but I'll try if I get down there. It's going to take a lot of money, dude.
Well,
and if anybody wants to,
we know that Roger's been to Duffy's church. Maybe they replaced him already with a pod. You know, was there any pods in that church when you went there, Roger?
I didn't see a one, but they had burritos. They had breakfast burritos. Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about pods. You know, you saw Body Snatchers, right? You seen that movie?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's totally what I said the other day. Who knows that? Who knows if the real ones didn't go there and the fake ones are coming back home now?
That's why there's a blue dot. That's why there's a blue dot still in Antarctica. Oh no!
Oh God!
Wow. This is this is
the clones are coming home.
We have Donald Sutherland right here. He's right there. Saw. Are you Donald Sutherland? You almost look like him.
Oh God, I love that movie, man.
It's a good one. I scared the hell out of me as a kid. Watch that dog after he got snatched and running down the street like drooling all over himself.
Yeah, but he was half dog and half that homeless guy because that homeless guy and the dog fell asleep together, and the pod wrapped itself around both of them, and so there was this dog with a human face running around on the ground going, "Wow, it's fucked up, man."
God damn.
That's
yeah, man.
Movie.
Don't ever watch The Human Centipede. That'll.
Oh yeah, no good. I hear about it, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Now you want to
Just
see
watch the
something
South
funny
Park
to get
episode.
stoned and watch and laugh at? There's a movie called Rubber, and it's about a fucking tire named Robert that goes around and fucking kills people and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you would never think they could actually make a movie like that, but they did, and it's really funny, man, because you sit there watching this fucking shit, and then while you're getting stoned, and then you go, "Wow, I can't believe we actually watched a movie about a fucking killer tire." What the hell?
I have on VHS somewhere Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, Puberty Love. You gotta have the song Puberty Love to kill those fucking things too.
The old movie, not the cartoon, right?
The old movie. Yeah, the actual old movie. I had an aunt who she passed away a year and a half ago or so. She was had to have full-time care later in life. Like she could move around, and her life revolved around VHS tapes. And on Christmas and stuff, we get tapes. And I remember I was too young to get it. I remember getting like Revenge of the Nerds. I'm like, oh man, I got a video with some boobies in it. But Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was one of them. She would always give us most often these B-rated movies. But interestingly enough, and I wish I could remember the connection. Something I watched recently, they had some tie to that, and kind of like it wasn't like a deep dive into like the real meaning, but there was some kind of like, well, this is what this meant for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I'm like, are you really talking about that movie and some realistic like conspiracy thing? But I guess they were. And that's, I guess, the way they work, right? It's not always like these serious movies everybody's gonna see.
Nope.
Can we watch the fucking Karen meltdown real quick?
Let's go back to it real fast. Sure.
I want to watch this from that third person perspective because I get a lot of insight into it, and I try to at any given time when I'm talking. I try to be looking at it not only from my perspective, but from the person I'm talking to, and then from a third person perspective, like I'm not either one of them.
Sure.
And this is a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah, we get to see Karen's face. There we go. Beautiful.
All right.
I want to talk to Patricia Steers too. I want to see what she's like right about now.
Let's see.
Oh yeah,
it's back yet. It's all over Australia.
Huh?
Patricia CIAS
in a New Zealand news.
Meanwhile,
Did you expect any different?
No, we didn't.
That's not a psyop.
That's the psyop.
That's not a psyop.
Yes, it is.
That's not a psyop. It's a setup. It's not a psyop. It's a setup.
Usually, I don't partake in the craziness, but I was like, "Are you kidding me, damn it? Yes, it is. Yes." So yeah,
well, she's acting like it's just a psyop for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not. It's a psyop for every other motherfucker out there that's starting to hear about flat Earth, that's starting to get interested in flat Earth. They're trying to stop up the dam. They're not trying to convince us. They're trying to convince John Q. Public.
Exactly.
Damage control.
We're way past beyond the bullshit now. We know what time it is, but it's the people starting to investigate. They're trying to fucking muddy the waters big time. All right, let's go back to it.
It's not a psyop.
Here we go.
Y'all should have known.
Back down. Bring it all
No
back
yelling.
down,
Do
guys.
we have to play
Bring
a
it all
really
back down.
fucked up video so that we can like chill
How
everybody
it's
out?
a psychological operation is when they produce something that is not real to make you think it is real. So do you think the 24-hour sun is not real?
I don't know. I haven't
I think
seen anything that would give me credible. Like I said,
So
I'm in
you
the
don't
same boat as
trust-
I was before, right?
So you don't think that Jaron and Austin
I
are
took
telling
Darren
the
and
truth?
Austin out of it. I'm not worried about personalities.
Okay,
I'm looking
now
at what
that's
did I
another thing.
receive so far.
Okay, Saab, that's another thing I want to address with you because I've been watching streams over the last few days, and I've seen you join every stream and spew the same bullshit on every single stream. So
Hey,
let me
Vlad,
just ask.
hold
you
on a
this.
second. Pause it for a second.
Right there.
That look on her face previous to this, what she's rolled her eyes back and she's thinking really hard what not to say. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so hold up. Here's the thing.
Yeah, let's
see that. It's not a psyop.
Here we go.
Y'all
Bring
should
it
have
all back
known.
down. Bring it all
No
back
yelling.
down.
Do we have to
Shut up.
play a
Bring it all
really
back down.
fucked up
Y'all should have
video
known.
so that we can like chill
How
everybody
it's
out?
a psychological operation is
You see
when
it?
they produce something that is not real to
Right
make
side
you
of her
think
brain.
it is
Yep.
real. So do you think the 24-hour sun is not real?
I don't know. I haven't
I think
seen
that
anything that would give me credible. Like I said,
So
I'm in
you
the
don't
same boat as
trust-
I was before, right?
So-
Yep.
Okay.
She's hiding it, dude. She knows.
Then
She
she
knows her
cut
face.
you
Here's
off.
where she comes in and tries to go, what, you don't trust these guys and this bullshit? And I said, wait a second. I'm looking at the information. I'm weighing it. I'm measuring it. And it's found wanting. Okay? I'm just saying. And you seem to be really objective to looking at it from that perspective. Why?
You're hiding something. You're hiding
Something's
something.
weird about that whole. We need to listen.
Yeah.
Y'all should have known. What does that mean?
But see, the PSYOP wasn't for us.
Why
It
would
was
she?
for the public.
Why would she say y'all should have known? Think
Well,
about that. What does that mean, Saab?
Because we did. Here
You
in the
should have known I was the
community,
snake.
We knew that it was a shit show, right? A lot of people have
Y'all
said
should
that.
have known.
But go ask your neighbor.
No, we need to analyze this thing some more.
Listen, I've gotten texts from people that don't pay attention to neither side of this bullshit. I've gotten text messages from people that don't even watch these that are sending me shit. What do you think about this?
Dude, that's
what do
some
you think
bullshit,
about
right?
that from the newspapers? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, I say, we're tearing that fucking shit apart right now. Stay tuned.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Come on.
Okay.
That's some wizardry, y'all.
So that's the PSYOP. That's the PSYOP that we
Sorry,
were
that's
talking
wizardry.
about, right?
That's wizardry,
That's-
dude.
I find it. I'm just puzzled that she's like, "How is that a psyop?" And I'm like, "Oh my god,
What the
like,
fuck, right?
Like, if we have to teach you, what a fucking psyop is, like, we're far gone."
You mean the magic bullet is like not possible with physics? What? You don't believe Arlen Specter? What?
Well, it's not, especially since you didn't know
You
of her
don't
before
trust
today,
your
but
own
especially
warrant?
if you knew who
You
she
don't
was.
trust the fucking Supreme Court Justice of the United States. You don't trust Gerald Ford. What?
Yeah. No.
It's not if you knew who she was, but you didn't before now, I guess, you would be even more suspect as to, like, how could you ask that question?
Exactly.
Like, she has literally thousands of shows she's done, which, between herself, 0007 and other stuff, and deep dives into stuff. To ask that question is just absurd.
What I would love instead is if she came in and she understood everybody's position from the whole thing, because it's
That
not
would
like
have
we
been
just attack people.
understanding.
Like instead of or at least even ask, like, why are you guys like against them? Ask the question, because it's like, yo, do you not understand our position and why we're being so critical? It's not because we just hate people. No, we don't hate people.
What are you
because
fucking
these guys have,
stalking me? Are you stalking me? I've been on every fucking show you watch. What the fuck? Are you stalking me? What the fuck?
Yeah, and then to come out like that, I'm like, no, man. Like, we're not over there. Yeah, they're over there, and they have a duty, and we don't trust it. Like, but you need to ask the question. Ask, why is it that you don't trust it? And then we can go into something totally different. And then we could have probably avoided this whole thing, but I hope she wasn't drinking tonight, and that's why, like,
no, it needed to come out, bro. It needed to come out. I'm glad it did. It needed to come out because when she started that bullshit, listen, I was on with Lowry and I brought up that idea of the fucking polygraph test. It wasn't any time at all she was objecting to it. Boom. Right away. Texting fucking Lowry and telling him, you guys sound like dicks. And then that shit, I don't know how Nicole was trying to defend that fucking shit. What about what I said made it sound like I was a dick? If anything, it made it look, it looks to me, as I was trying to do, is to vindicate these guys and give them a plausible way
out.
that they could shut everybody the fuck up, and especially with two independent tests in two different places, right? That's no collaboration between the fucking witnesses either, right? You've got it right there, and they don't know what the questions are. Boom, 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 right? Okay, and then they can take their fucking results and go, here you go, kiss my ass. Look at that. If that ain't good enough for you, I don't know what else to tell you. Personally, I don't give a fuck if they do it or not. If they did, I think it would be great. If they don't, I don't really give a fuck. But what I think is really interesting is the people that are wanting to fire shots and even suggesting the idea. And twist it around to make it go, oh, you don't trust it. Dude.
No, and no,
did
fuck
not
no.
say
How
that.
about this? How about this? I don't trust them. And what? Do something, say something. I don't trust them. And here's why. I you know what? We don't even have to go over it no more. We don't trust them. And here's why. If they didn't do A, B, and C, then they would not have gotten D, E, and F as a result.
All right.
That's it. Right? You
Follow
don't
the results.
these
Yeah.
landmines.
Follow the signs.
Exactly.
I'm
like,
disappointed in all of it.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man. Like, we're not stupid.
But
we're not crazy.
We're not in court. Okay,
We
so I
didn't
don't
get
give a
anything
fuck what some code enforcement bar pirate fucking courthouse has to go. I have firsthand knowledge of the accuracy of fucking polygraph tests, having been trained myself how to interrogate people. Okay, so sorry, it would work. Okay, I don't trust anything our court system does, so I don't even go that way unless you want to go with common law court. I can get down with that, but this bullshit that we got going on now, hell no. Can't record in a courtroom. Why? Isn't that public record?
Yes, it is.
Right.
So
just
let's
because
get back.
some guy in a black dress said, "Oh no, you can't," and I wrote it on a piece of paper. Fuck you. You're not a lawmaker.
A black
Can I say this right quick? We're on trial by media right now, in popular opinion. So we have to fight dirty like they are. That's what they're doing, and you know
it. That's it. That's all.
They're going to slander the hell out of people and make them look like they're liars and bullshitters. We're looking at evidence. I've been following evidence all my fucking life, and I base everything I do on what I see and what I know. That's it. The rest of it, throw it away, dude. It's crap.
Exactly.
Listen,
Then you come back.
I
You come back.
off
You
as
go to a
harsh.
fucking trip for how many fucking days, and then you come back with 6 hours of fucking footage. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're a
assess.
goddamn joke.
I'm gonna assess some time lapse footage from other videos, from whatever that is, the geographic, whatever, and also I'm gonna do some time lapse footage on just like regular grizzly photographers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to compare them. I'm going to put them down in a slow frame, and I'm going to check them out and see what's happening. And I'm going to get back to you.
So we're
So
let's get
check
back
this
to
out. I come off, and I don't care how people take it. You might take it, call it terse or cranky or whatever the fuck you want, but I'm discarding away the bullshit. I want the meat. Okay, that's where I'm at with stuff. And when I start hearing namby-pamby fucking bullshit, I call it out for the namby-pamby fucking bullshit that it is. Don't run that crap on me. You're insulting me. Stop that. Okay? And that's where I'm at with this. Time is short. And it's even shorter for me. And I'll tell you what, man, I ain't got no more patience to put up with fucking nonsense anymore from anyone at all. And, you know, I mean, I just had another fucking year go by. Another year go by. It went like that. It went like that. Okay? And I don't have the time to put up with fucking nonsense bullshit. Either be real or let the fucking door hit you in the ass, man. I don't fucking care. But that's the only two options I've got right there. And I'm tired of it.
Yep.
This bullshit and little kid fucking games. Collectively, I have to say that most people in this world have the mental maturity of a 13-year-old. That's what I see.
I agree with you. Son.
That's an insult to 13-year-olds.
Oh my God! Yeah. Good one.
All right, let's go back to the vid.
I cannot believe.
And then let's break it
do
down
that.
a bit more.
Let's break it down.
So you don't think that Jaren and Austin
I
are
took
telling
Darren
the
and
truth?
Austin out of it. I'm not worried about personalities.
Okay,
I'm looking
now
at what
that's
did
another
I
thing.
receive so far.
Okay, Saab, that's another thing I want to address with you because I've been watching streams over the last few days and I've seen you join every stream and spew the same bullshit on every single stream. So let me just ask you this. You keep saying repeatedly, my emotions aren't in it. It doesn't matter if you trust this person, blah, blah, blah. Well, the Globies brought back the data. So if you're not emotionally invested, shut up. I'm not done. I'm not fucking done. I'm not done, you fucking loudmouth asshole Chong looking motherfucker. Let me finish.
And so that's where, and I mean, okay, so with the name,
and look here with this cream puff. Look here, we're one
Poor
of them
small
fucking
hats getting
cream
all
puff
pissed off.
goddamn fanboys. Oh yeah, don't talk to Queen Karen like that. Don't talk to Queen. What the fuck do you mean? You start trying to straw man my fucking position right off the bat, I'm going to stop you. No, that ain't where we're going with this.
Yeah.
So you gonna fucking mute me so that goddamn witch can sit there and fucking run her goddamn mouth?
Yeah, that wasn't that caught me off guard. But I was just like, man, I wanted a piece of it. But I'm like, you know what, man, at this point.
For those of you that couldn't hear me because I was muted, I said, fuck you, witchy poo. You don't tell me what to fucking do ever.
And that rhymes. And so
I know HR puppet stuff right there for you.
Yeah. And that would have had me hot. But at the same time, at that point, when you bring somebody to that point where it's now a name calling game, it's like, all right, motherfucker.
I'm like
it's
this.
It's like, you know what? Yeah, you win.
You're right. A few years ago, a cop got shot just about 3 doors down from me. It was really kind of a freak thing, especially for where I live.
Wow.
They went and pulled this guy, town cop, pulled the guy over. We didn't know it. We're sitting in here watching a movie and shit. And my wife gets up to go get something from the kitchen. And we just heard pop, pop. And then whomp. And I was like, my wife says, what was that? And I said, sounded like a 22.
Oh,
and
man.
I was like, damn. I says, well, you know, it's unheard of around here. You hear guns all the time. It's not, you hear it all the time. You hear ARs, AKs. I can tell the report what's being fired. And I hear this and I was like, that sounded like a 22. But I don't know what that whomp was. You know, and I was trying to put it together as maybe it's not related. Maybe it was maybe it was tannerite. And I was thinking, well, no, you can't set off tannerite with a 22. That one will never work. And I was like, what the fuck, you're right? So I just put it out of my mind, right? A little while later, I hear somebody outside my house barking orders, get back in your house, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I have this instantaneous reaction that happens when somebody starts fucking barking orders at me or barking orders in general, where I bristle up and just want to go, fuck you, right? And so I was like, what the fuck is that shit, right? And that's how I responded to that. Somebody giving me a fucking order, right? But in any case, by that time, you know, I looked out and there's all these fucking cops with ARs and body armor and shit. And I'm like, what in the fuck? Are we getting raided or something? What's up? No, they were using my house for cover to go up the road after this guy. I was right. It was a 22. He got pulled over. It was this kid. He was a screwy kid. One of them they give the meds to at school. And then he ended up being, you know, one of those.
Right.
And, cop went to pull him over for something or another, just a speeding or bad tag or whatever the case. And the kid just stopped, left the car in gear, got out with his AR-22 chambered in 22 long rifle and just fired 2 shots and hit this guy in the head and killed him.
God damn.
And then he just took off running. And so they had choppers and shit in the air and all this other stuff like that. But that my whole point of that story is the fact that everything was cool and shit. And it wasn't even happening in my home, but I heard someone outside barking fucking orders, and it bristled me up. And when people fucking start acting like they got some kind of authority over me and that they're gonna fucking give me an order of don't you do, you know, I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it brings the worst out in a lot of us, man.
Yeah,
And I'm
man.
the same way. And I used to be like that a lot, but now it's like, you know what? I'd let them talk, and it's like, all right, you done? You done? Okay, because you win. How about that? You win. And then a lot of times people would understand, all right, I was being an asshole, because my thing is, you're gonna sit there. We're over here having our reason as to why certain things, you know, are fucked up, right? And we're trying to find a remedy, but we don't know, right? And then for her to come in there and then act like that, I'm like, this is the first time I'm meeting this woman, and then this is how she's going to act. Oh nah,
Barbara's got it right there, and that is what happens. And listen, I don't get nothing from YouTube. Okay, I'm not monetized. I don't get shit from them. Okay, I make a little bit of money off of Rumble. It ain't nothing to speak of, and that's it. Okay, so I don't.
You're not in the military neither, are you? You're not.
No. So I'm going to put out, you know, my viewpoint and everything. And if that fucking hurts your feelings and you don't like it and you want, I don't give a shit, man. That's you. That's a you thing, man. But I think that's what most people appreciate about my show and about me, and is the fact that I'm not going to fucking just go along with the flow. I'm not just going to do that. I'm going to, if I got fucking problem with something, I say it, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Devil be damned, you know. I mean, that's got me in a lot of trouble before too. But you know, fuck 'em.
Man, fuck them, man. Like people shouldn't be coming out disrespecting folks like that, especially unwarranted. Like, shut the fuck up, this and that. And I'm like, man,
that's not right.
Yeah, so maybe she'll do a quick fucking instant replay of that video and kind of see if she was in error, and maybe a different turnout if she comes out on Lowry's show next time.
That was unexpected though. Like that extreme for me was unexpected. I mean, I've watched her some of her videos, and she's intelligent when it comes to certain things with the model and all. And I know she was a flat Earth proponent for a long time now. So just seeing that type of reaction, instead of being more eloquent, refined, and a little bit more mature in the matter, stating why, like you said, Vlad, like, why do you feel this way? Explain to me, open discussion wise. And because she really got to understand what we have invested.
Because you coming in, you coming into our space. I don't give a fuck who you are. You coming in our space. Karen B, Karen X, Karen Z, Karen Y. I don't give a goddamn. Karen B, Karen Pollen. It don't matter. You coming into our fucking space, show some fucking respect. You know what I'm saying? Then coming in hot like that, I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're gonna talk that shit. Like, ask questions. Ask why we feel this way. Ask why we at this point. Because we're at this point, man. These guys, we rely, you know what? Not even we relied so much. We've been trying to tell them, don't do it. It ain't gonna fucking work out like y'all think it will. And now look at it. This motherfucker's pining for fucking money. Ooh, if you want to see the exclusive 6 hours, pay this much fucking money just to watch on my special fucking club. Man, come on, man. If you don't take that bullshit and shove it up your ass right now, motherfucker.
Vlad, you know why people used to get mad at me? You know why people get mad at me? Because they don't trust what they believe.
Oh, they get mad at you for that?
Yeah. Look, they get mad. You know why anybody that instantly gets mad is because it questions what they believe. And if they were truly grounded in what they believe, they wouldn't get mad. You get what I'm saying? If you really believe in what you believe, and you know, not just believe, because belief is the enemy, and we heard that saying before. But if you know something, you're not going to get mad. So most of the time when you're putting these points out about either the ecliptic plane or orbital mechanics or something to do with relativity, the person that really gets upset is the ones you're questioning their paradigm, and they don't really trust it themselves, so they get mad.
That's
What if she's in a corner and she doesn't know what to think? Because is she really in contact with them? I don't know. I mean, I don't know these things, but I can tell you right now, that was an instantaneous, rebellious, like either distractionary measure to discredit the whole thing, or she was upset. This is like psychology 101. If you stop and just weigh out the variables, bro, there's only a limited amount of reasons why she acted that way. And I think it's just not just from being triggered. I think
she's 100%. They're like part of. They're all like one and the same. They all have been together for years.
I get that.
Out, and then many streams.
She
together.
came on there gonna set me and Vlad straight, swinging her weight around. That I'm the grand Karen B, and you must listen to me. Bitch, you ain't nothing but a fucking bunch of pixels on my fucking screen. Okay? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You dig where I'm coming from?
And
you letting your fucking ego outdo what you really are. That's all I can say about that fucking bullshit. You're gonna come in and tell me what to fucking do and what's up, and you can't even be objective. You actually ask, "What's the psyop?" You fucking idiot, bimbo.
Like anybody can see that. Even a
Here's the psyop. It ain't for us. The psyop ain't so much for us. There's a whole nesting doll of these fuckers. It's for all these dumb motherfuckers that are gonna read the newspaper headlines and say, "Oh, look at there. I heard about flat Earth. I guess it's a bust." Whoop! It's a less offensive effort.
So why would they even allow them to put it out there first and not back up anything about any kind of explanation? So,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Think about that one. Look at that
you
angle.
know how the majority of people are. They don't even read.
Angle.
Nobody reads.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Vlad. It's all over TikTok and Vlad, all over Facebook.
Oh, you can't trust Vlad. You can't.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
Synagogue of Satan like a motherfucker.
They got people that just they all up into it.
Yeah,
like
speaking of the headlines, did you all see how it's posted like a lot of different like quote unquote news sources? How the headlines and quoting Jaron as saying, is the flat Earth. I can't remember if it quoted him, but it's a flat Earth changed his mind.
I think
it's
called
all
not Vlad.
over.
Sorry.
No, Vlad TV.
Yeah, Vlad TV.
Yeah.
Really?
No. So, Greg, you were saying that was it an Australian channel where they were like a Jaron, like you could hear their accent where they were talking about it? Is that the one you're talking about, Greg?
To be honest, my knowledge of it is limited to what the guy that I was just turned on to that you live streamed a little bit earlier, the King, whatever his name, King Nico.
Oh, Kino.
Because he had played some clips, like he had played some screenshots he was scrolling through from the UK and the US and elsewhere of all these titles and basically the same kind of a hit piece style stuff. And by the way, so something I typed in the room when you first started the stream.
Sorry,
I listened to it for 45 minutes, an hour or so on the live stream for now I'm losing my train of thought. Space audits. So and also Shane always duplicates that one, but they had on the videographer guy, Candace Owens guy. He was on there. They were talking to him. Austin Whitsitt was on there for a little bit. And they were going over. He was the videographer, was talking about all of his footage and all these specific details about how things went down. And it made me think that, maybe this is so, just like we heard earlier that, when you tapped into their live stream, that he thinks, and I think as a possibility, one thing that I haven't ruled out is that, that they were there, that they shot all this stuff, that they got tons and tons of B-roll and all these crazy, not crazy, all these different shots of like this building and this and this and this and this and this, but where possibly the 24 hours was still faked. What I would like to see is them tie in, going from the location that Union Glacier that we're familiar with, driving over there. And so somebody, like we heard earlier, McToon, he had his GoPro on. Like, I want to see something where it wasn't just a GoPro in the back of some van
Yes.
They could easily do some splice and then show it. I want to know that they're moving between these locations,
man,
and
like
not just
going
sitting out
from
in the middle
Punta
of
Arenas,
nowhere.
like going from Punta Arenas, you're there one second, and then a few hours later, hey guys, we're here, 24 hours, son. It's like, dog, what about the fucking trip in between? What did you have for breakfast? Did you brush your teeth yet? What's going on? Did you take a shit? What's going on, motherfucker? Did you film any of the in between footage? Like we that is to string it along. So
Well, apparently
then,
they did.
here's the thing, you know we don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come here empty-handed, or this is all I got, man. Believe me. Like, you know who the fuck you up against, and this is what you expect. You expect us to just fucking no,
Put
man.
up Awaken Nemesis. Put up Awaken Nemesis's fucking thing right here.
So he was saying that
Yeah, right
everybody
here
he
to
said
warn
everybody
you.
borrowed his gaffer tape, and everybody had a camera in the window and getting time lapses. So according to the way he talked about it, and I can't deny that happened, that everybody has footage of every step of the entire thing. What would be interesting to see is that if they can produce that, fine, but let's connect that to the 24-hour and see the anomalies again continuous in the 24 hours, because you can go there, you can record all that, you can give me 100 days of footage of you getting there, you hanging out in some tents, you doing this and that. But if that doesn't show the 24-hour sun, and then you just have this whole second segment that's still questionable. But I want to see you going from that main location we can recognize or somewhere out to that area. Like, it's so weird. Like King Nico says, like, why are you out in the middle of this vast open space? And just like when it came to September 11th, kind of it's interesting when I was thinking about this. It's kind of the antithesis of this. So September 11th, there were no planes that flew into those towers. And like none of that was real, right? It was all video stuff. That's why we get the nose out and everything else. And so one thing they did here was the largest media market probably in the world, at least in our country, in New York. And their helicopter Chopper 5 got that shot. But what do we see? Instead of seeing, even though it wasn't 4K at the time, what do we see? We should see high quality. Everything we saw was really, really low res, which helped them mask everything all the easier. In this case, for them, I feel that having the clear sky, no winds, no clouds, none of that stuff, just white made it easier for that circumstance to fake it. Not saying they did, but if they were to, that would help a lot. Because then you're not seeing the inconsistencies in the clouds. You're not seeing all those different anomalies. So that was really suspect. Just the fact that a lot of us, because we think that they're going to go into a really cloudy sky that might discard the whole thing, doesn't mean it. But yeah, anyway, it so many things seem so odd.
Yeah, it stinks.
Can I,
the whole. Yeah,
can
go
I
ahead.
say something, guys, right quick? Between you and Sav, you embarrassed the hell out of Duffy personally, and that's why I think they went to Karen and people like that. Go over and set them straight before they say anything about this project.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at it, just in a grand scheme of it. So they're trying to squash us now. That's why people like Brenda and actually McToon chewed me out when I went into their live stream from the last day, and he told me to get out, Roger, and don't say anything. He just jumping my ass the whole time I was in chat. All I did is say hi to everybody. That's all I did. Boom. He knows who I am, so he's gonna go after.
My thing is, man, if them globe motherfuckers come on here, man, like you see, I give Brenda a little time to talk, sit there popping off his dick chompers, man. Like, say what the fuck you need to say, man. Say what you need to say. I'll let you talk. We'll see right through the BS, but I'll let you talk. It drives people crazy, but it's like there's a reason behind it. So with these guys flying off at the I mean, here's the thing, man. We're not going to go there to troll. We don't go there. We don't troll people's channel. I don't know how you troll with the truth, or I don't know how you troll with something actual. I don't know how that works. But trolling with lies, we see that all the time, right? Trolling with BS, we see that all the time. Like, it's going to be interesting these next few days. And the reason I'm getting to this point, family, is because it's late, and then I got to take my ass in the shower, and then I got to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're getting to that point to where now, even though this doesn't dictate what the Earth does, it's, I don't know how we're going to look at it. Now, of course, they haven't given the data and everything, but it doesn't make sense because you have what's his name that's home, the guy from England, McKeegan is home. Yeah. Dave McKeegan is home, but then Jaron and them, we don't know where they're at. Dave McKeegan did supply us some footage of something, right? Whether we want to go with it or not, he gave us something, but Jaron and them, like, their tits
They're in
up,
a
man.
deep underground military base somewhere being
debriefed. Yeah. And it's like, well, what the fuck, man? And so this is why it stinks to high heaven, man. Like, we could take this fucking thing and we could throw the baby out with the bathwater. All of it is useless. All of it is no good. And it doesn't matter. Like, if people want to pay that fucking money, if you want to be a total dumbass and you want to pay that money to Jaron's channel, by all means, Godspeed, go right ahead. You can come back here and you can tell us the nonsense that you saw. But him going to do that and bringing back nothing, if he's to come back with nothing, you see how fast David McKeegan comes back and he's got something 24 hours lined the fuck up. You see how fast that was? We expect the same fucking thing from Jaron and them. Dave McKeegan, no matter how much we don't like him, no matter how much we despise him and his folk, they come back with something, right? Whether we want to honor it and respect it or not, they're coming back with something. These guys, where the fuck are they? What the fuck are they doing? They're out there doing shows, making money, doing this, doing that, and then they're making money, and then they come back with their hand fucking out. Watch my 6-hour goddamn video out of the last 5 days I was fucking gone, and I have nothing more for you after that. Go fuck yourselves, because I have no fucking respect for you. And that's the best they got for us motherfuckers. So I think you're kind of foolish if you're gonna patronize these motherfuckers, man.
God damn, Vlad.
It's fucked up.
Preach it, bro. Preach it.
Besides the video data, the only data I'm interested in that whole scenario is the pitch data between there and there. I want to get some pitch data, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It'll show you level top straight from here to there, dude. And they have no excuse for it. They have bullshit. Like what's that? Isobar data is supposedly curved. That's not real.
Yeah,
that's just elevation, dude. Yeah.
So there's that. They had all that fucking property. Somebody brought up earlier a real, totally, sound question. Well, what about the? You see all that land? Did you see any buildings? Did you see any roads? You didn't, right? So what could you have done? You could have done a fucking measurement test. Hey,
absolutely.
While we're here, we're gonna fucking run a thing, and we're gonna show you idiot globers that think that we can't prove evidence. This is what we mean by distance. This is how much distance is covered right now. And you see how long that is? That's 15 miles or whatever. We could see all that. You see? So it's not curving. And based off of where we are, we got to be getting some kind of curvature, right? So you could have run a measurement test. Not saying that they didn't run a measurement test, but if they did run a measurement test, you know what they would have said? Guys, we did a fucking measurement test. And this was a 60-mile measurement or some nonsense like that, because it's freezing cold, right? Basically, the temperatures are optimum, dry, freezing cold fucking temperatures. You should be able to fucking see this thing for miles upon miles, right? So just the conditions right then and there, you could have taken advantage of these things. Like a million ways to skin a cat. You could have run so many different experiments instead of coming back to us saying, guys, what do you think we should do while we're down here? We have a fucking deck of Uno cards and we're about to play bridge, but I don't want to fucking waste our time. Well, goddamn it, you've wasted our fucking time. What the fuck do you go goddamn down there for? Don't you have a family over here to fucking raise and feed and everything else? Ain't all that shit happening for you? Why the fuck you over there in the first place? What the fuck are you taking care of? What are you doing?
I'm gonna play the Glober for a minute. They'll tell you this: the Earth too biggy to measure-y. That's what we get, dude.
Yeah. I hear you, but those guys know good and damn well what they could have done. That's like that is like that. Basically, the world at that point, the world becomes your oyster. You're like,
True.
holy shit, I could do this test, I could do that test. You know why? Because it's not like we're privileged to go down there.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like they went to the Bahamas and ran these tests, because we can always go to the Bahamas. It's not like they went to Alaska to run these tests, because we could hop on a plane and we could go right to these places. We don't have access to Antarctica. No matter
That's
how
what I
much
wa-
these Globers want to say, oh, you're broke. Okay, fuck it. I'm broke then. I can't afford $35,000 to go fly down there and do this shit. Come on, man.
With Jaron, he's actually got a friend who is in Alaska right now, and he does level tests daily, dude. And he was helping him out with it. I've seen him do it. Yeah.
So at that point, it's like it is your response. This is why I'm like, it's your responsibility to take charge of these things and do them. You have to do them.
I like that. There you go.
Yeah,
Nice
let's show that one. Look at that.
It's just so weird, man.
It is. No hypothermia going on in that camp, is there? Yeah, I guess it's the dead of summer, so.
Nah, they just came out of the sauna. Just
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh man,
These dudes, man. Man, we stay getting fucked with, man.
Austin and
We
his
stay
rapper
getting fucked with.
God,
So,
that's
so you know what, man? Them dudes, man, like we keep getting fucked with. We know there is something about this that just stinks to high heaven. And for everybody to come at us the way they are is totally disingenuous, because the reason we're flat earthers is the same reason we're scrutinizing the hell out of this stuff. So to come at us that way sideways, especially you claiming to be a flat earther, is totally disingenuous. If anybody understands where the fuck we come from, it should be people like Karen B. It doesn't matter how much of an affection she has towards Jaron and them. She should be like, you know what? I get it. If you're jaded, even though I'm cool with them, I understand. I may not agree, but I understand where you're coming from. Okay.
you don't lose
I
your
hear
fucking shit and start calling everybody a motherfucking retard about it.
retards?
Yeah,
That's what Jaron did. That's what Jaron did when, and you see that shit. That's the same thing fucking Jaron did when we said we don't see how if the sun is a 24-hour sun down there, how does that make and we still don't believe it, and we still think the earth is flat. How are we stupid? It puzzled the fuck out of me when he said that. I said, wait a minute, motherfucker, take a step back, breathe. Why would you say something like that? Like,
well, again, remember, I said this many times on Sav's show when he had Weiss on. Weiss was saying the same thing. He said this repeatedly. Anybody that thinks, and he was saying it with a loud voice. He wasn't quite yelling, but he was pretty vocal. Anybody that thinks Jaron is a shill is a retard. They're a fucking retard.
Then I'm retarded.
And then if you think that, then you must think that I'm a shill. So he went on and on about you're a fucking retard. You're a retard. If you
want to know
and
something,
that's so
you want to know
character from what he does, which totally helps validate the fact that he's full of shit.
Yeah, and he needs to know there are people that do think you're a shill.
Well,
like, yeah,
and
bro,
I also,
you're really. Yeah.
I got to look at this too. I held the view that it doesn't mean that the Earth is a globe if we did see a 24-hour sun, right? And I believe that I was given the negative moniker of Venus, which was an acronym for people that believe the Earth is still flat even with a 24-hour sun, by Jaron. Okay, but I didn't take it to heart because I did, that shit like that doesn't affect me. I don't give a fuck, and so that's what I was looking at with that. I was like, wait a minute, so now that does mean you think it's a ball, or are you a Venus as well?
Thank you.
I mean, what the fuck? Come on, guy.
Thank you. And you had opportunity after opportunity to quell a lot of this noise when you had these people with more prominent channels than us combined, right? Mm-hmm. Coming into your DMs saying, hey, we should discuss. And you had people like me begging for you, paying money to have you go and have this dialogue with these people. Your Eddie Allen cars, your goddamn what's his name? Leo, Level Earth Observer, right? You have opportunities to discuss this and squash it like men, right? These men are willing to talk to you. So this would have done like a big favor for your channel to talk with these guys, but you chose not to. So with these people coming to your defense, like now you become suspect. I don't give a fuck how long you've been friends with them. Now we don't trust you.
That's right.
Why not? Why not see it? If you see it his way, fine, but also see it our way. But when you don't see it our way and you approach us like that, we don't trust you now. Congratulations. Now you're a fucking shill.
By this time, it's obvious, though, wouldn't you say, though? I mean, God, it's been like days, y'all.
I know.
Come on now.
Dave McKeegan and them, they got footage.
The biggest of all times of what they were. There's no footage from down there. That's the biggest thing for me. And we didn't get anything. I don't get it.
They're going to spoon feed you what you're going to get. That's what's going to happen. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You have to swallow it or choke, one of the two.
And then here's what it is, man. I don't give a fuck. At this point, it's gotten to the point I'm going to look at it. I am going to look at it, but it's rejected. I'm going to have to reject it. And then it's based on so many factors. You can't call this fucking thing an experiment. It's so ruined. It was ruined from, like, you have to have blind this and blind that. You can't, one hand can't know what the other hand is doing. Meanwhile, everybody knows or has an idea what everybody's doing. You've got NDAs signed that we're not even privy to. It's like, man, this thing just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so for them to even consider to just be arrogant enough to get annoyed with us because we're annoyed with them and how they drop the fucking ball, like it blows my mind. Mm-hmm. It blows my mind.
Somebody sold out, dude. You want to just go with it? They sold out. There's a lot on the table. I think there's a lot in the South America, or not South America, but in the South Pole, at that little peninsula there, that they hide a lot of secrets, and it's a lot of politics from what I can get out of it. And they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep this stuff under wraps, and they're going to make us look like idiots, like they always try to. Look at Robotham, for instance. What did they do to him? They publicly shamed him, made him basically a criminal and poor by the time he was done with his research into cosmology on his own. They hurt him bad. Then they make him a bad name. They called him Parallax just because of this stuff. They named him and shamed him. So they're not going to be easy.
Yeah, that's why I don't have no money in the game. I don't have no money in the game.
Man, we've been fighting this thing. It seems like this is a multi-generational fight. This is why it's important that we teach our kids the truth. So our kids, because we ain't gonna be here forever, and this is gonna be a long, drawn out fucking fight. It just is. So we have this guy chilling saying FEs are spiraling more than the globe, but that's not like I don't understand. What are we spiraling about? What's there to spiral?
We're not spiraling about anything.
No, because here's the thing: the truth is already out. It's up to other people to get it, to understand, and to roll with it. Right. The truth is already out there. Like, cat's out the bag. Whoever gets scratched gets scratched. So I don't see how it is we're spiraling. Sav froze.
I'm wondering if he maybe just meant that we are spiraling.
Can you all still hear me?
They are spinning, but we are spiraling.
Yeah, my computer is froze up, but my audio is going. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back.
You got it. Okay, I got you chilling. I got you. Yeah, but you know, with the spiraling, I kind of see where, because frustration, absolutely frustration and annoyance, because how long did you have to? I'm not going to go back over it. I
think he's making a joke about spiral galaxies and spiraling around the sun.
Yeah, I think he means we are spiraling on the flat Earth and they are spinning in the on the globe.
Yeah,
we are more spiraling than they are spinning, because they ain't spinning, but we are spiraling.
I get it, but it's like, man, the frustration and just like
Smoke that, Sop. Look at the frozen picture.
Right.
Yep. He's gonna get it eventually. I did a comparison video. I did Leo's video where he actually shows how perspective works with optics, and he's showing long distance observations with it. And then I went over to Bob, and he was trying to discredit Bob, the science guy. He was trying to discredit one of his FE kids that are in one of his chat rooms. He's talking about the longest photography, and he's like, "There's no way that'll work on a ball." And then Bob took the diagram he drew and he curved it and he tilted the guy down so he could see it. That was his explanation for it. But he wasn't actually working with real optics. He just said, "Oh, it's just you draw a straight line." You should look at the video. It's funny as hell. But I made a stream like that. Then I compared the north to the south. I did a real-time comparison with real video from credible sources. And the next day I wake up and the video's gone, dude. They pulled it like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Man. Pointing out the north and the south are completely different. And that's all I did. And that video got yanked. I'm like, okay. Because I know that's where this experiment's going. They won't, and Brenda said it. Well, there's different. There's just the ice. No, there's more in the north than just an ice patch in the water.
Yeah, a big ocean. There's a big empty ocean. It's like, oh Lord, have mercy.
Well, there's a lot of islands up there too, and a lot of small continents that stay green all year round. Almost. Yep. They don't ice up.
And they what these guys made their map of the old Mercator and also the Monty map, and then I'm sure they had maps alongside those ones that clearly showed what was up there in and around the north. You know what I'm saying? That we're not privy to see these days. Like, I don't know if Brenda's familiar with that, but Brenda didn't bother talking on those.
No. And if you look at Clark and Ross' journey around the circumference, and it's a lot larger, so there's a lot more area up there that we can't really get to, or nobody really is up there charting anymore. Nobody's up there living. Yeah. So the circumference in the center is even wider because the circumference in the south is even wider. There's more to this place than we know, dude. It's a lot larger.
It's absolutely strange. Just looking at what the sun does down there, seeing the glare off of whatever that is. I don't know if that's a glare and that's an optical phenomena with the lens, or I don't know if it's something that it's reflecting off of to give us that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's something that alone is something worth discussing and having a whole show about. Right. And so, like, I look at that, and this is why, to me, this is why this topic is so important. I get, of course, we understand that the earth is flat. I get it. But we're not going to have opportunities to go down to an Antarctica and see these things.
So maybe I will next year. I'm already going to go one. Yeah.
Well,
just for my namesake, I wanted to leave. I'm going to leave you in a second, but I'm Brenda's worst nightmare tonight because I did all this stuff. I researched it. And when she was on my show, remember the day she came on my show? Yeah, I had her nailed with celestial navigation and how you have to dead reckon the north. And I had her straight across the plane, dude. And she actually told me, "You're right, but I have a belief." She believes in the globe, dude. What? I had her with great circle routes. Yeah, dude. I have it on recorded, dude. It's on my show. Brenda's a bitch, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This, as a dude, I had him nailed the whole time in the conversation. Ran him around in circles. He doesn't know everything. Far from it. And he's counting on everybody else to hold his purse for him. So he doesn't have any real arguments when it comes down to debating. He doesn't understand these arguments at all. He's going with science.
Brenda be like, "Oh yeah, you want me to show you? Hold my white claw."
Yeah. So I'm not worried about people like Brenda. She's just coming here to stir shit up.
She does. So I let him come in, talk your shit, and then it's like, you see, it's kind of like, there we go. You see what it is? But you know, Mr. Jones just brings this up. What if Tartaria is the underworld? Tartarus was the underworld prison in Greek mythology. I think that's funny because there is a Tartus. There is Tartus. That's an actual it's a port right outside of Syria. There's an actual place called Tartus, but Tartaria is the underworld. And it's funny that they're saying that because
it's sank.
Yeah, right. Now we're starting to dig things up that we'd never seen before. But think about this. Think about this. So I have a couple, kind of getting off topic, but staying on topic at the same time, but getting on to what Mr. Jones said. Think about this. So we're being told that, or rather, we're seeing that when you dig things up, we're starting to find more of this world that we weren't familiar with, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, I know where
We're
you're going.
being told about, there were giants and everything else long time ago. We're being told about floods and this one and that one. What if there were so many previous civilizations prior to ours, and then a flood comes, or a mud flood, or just a flood comes, covers everything up, and then the dome pressurizes or whatever, the damn water goes away, but the mud remains on the top. And then what the Most High, or whatever the Creator did, he just put another group of people on that were smaller than the previous civilization, because the amount of mud that's caked within this dome-like structure is just getting higher and higher. It's layering itself on top of itself to where now you're running out of room inside of the dome. Maybe at one point the dome had a lot more room underneath it. And then every once in a while we get a reset, or we get a mud flood, or we get a flood to where there's sediment or silt sitting on top of the previous place. And then you sprinkle people on there that are smaller than the previous civilization. And then, we get wiped out. Yeah, we get wiped out, and say the average person is 6'5". Now the next civilization that comes in, the average person is going to be 5'3". And then the next civilization that comes in, those people are going to be 4'1". And then the next civilization, and then the next civilization, and then the next civilization.
Hey, Glad, you should read the Book of the Giants, dude. You would actually enjoy it.
The what?
And what about
The Book of the
dwarves?
Giants.
I always wondered about
In the Bible?
dwarves and smaller people.
Yeah, well, it's not biblical. It's one of the texts from that era. It's not considered part of the canon, but it's actually called the Book of Giants.
Yes, I'll check that out tonight, actually.
It's cool. It's like in the Enoch series around there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the same characters in it. So.
Okay. All right. And okay, I think I know what you're talking about. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the one where they sit around the fire, like contemplating their fate.
And they're theophizing, and they're plotting to what they're going to do next. They get deep with it. It's a long story, but it's neat.
They kind of have nightmares because they're like, I saw a flood, or I saw something happen, and then this. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Disc Lord, I'm sorry I cut you off, man.
Oh, I just said I always wondered about dwarfs and little people too. Where does that genetic come from? Is that like spillover of making people smaller in the past? I'm just always thinking many ways.
Trying to downsize the giants.
Where is that from?
I don't know, but it seems like every civilization of, not civilization, but it seems like every what's that? People, I guess, culture. Every culture has their own version of a dwarf. In Africa, you have like pygmies, and you have those guys on the. I think the pygmies are in and around Kenya area, right? If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But you have them in Hawaii. You have like menehune, the menehune, which are a small dwarf-like people that like are magical. And what I mean by they're magical, it's that the menehune appear like when craziness is going on. So they're like spirits. In Guam, you have something similar to the menehune. You have the techa. Anybody that's from Guam or is a Guamanian or Chamorro, they would know about these people that they typically live in the jungles and the woods. In Haiti, you have what they call lugawu, which is basically like a spirit or a shapeshifter, and some of them appear as dwarves. In the Nordic regions, I guess you could say closer by where you live, this Lord, you have the gnomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know what you would call them. Where
fairies.
Fairies?
Maybe
Oh,
fairies.
stories.
Yeah.
Just stories, someone?
No, not fairies. You know.
Yeah.
How do I get across the river? You take a ferry boat. What? I knew there was a
Well,
lot of those guys, but I didn't know they had a navy.
Hey, we get to see plain reality. I've seen it. It's the first time I've seen them.
Plain
the
reality.
Icelandics
First time.
believe in the elves.
Hey guys, how are you?
And they don't really want to speak about it because it can bring you bad luck speaking about them. They really believe, a lot of them really believe they are there and they are around.
Yes. Yeah.
How about New York and her fairies, dude? Icelanders?
We have the troll stories around here, the trolls, but you know.
Trolls. You mean trolls that like live underneath a bridge troll?
Yep.
Yeah, in the woods and stuff, living in the
Okay.
woods.
Okay. I think
Great
there's I feel that there's some
People don't believe that, you know, it's just stories.
Yeah, but I feel with what we've been lied to about with our civilization, current and the previous, I feel that there's more truth in these things than what we've been told. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
it's
even
possible.
when your parents, when you're a kid, when your parents tell you they had some parents might have something where they're like, "Oh, Roger, is that you again?"
Yeah,
Oh,
he muted.
So even when your parents come around and tell you, "Oh, I experienced this when I was a kid," or "This is what was going on when I was a kid," and as I got older, it stopped, right? Like you don't really hear about it. Nobody really talks about it, and we've been bred and we've been led to believe that these things are not possible, that they don't exist. So it's been beat into our heads that they don't exist and they shouldn't exist. So a lot of us are having a hard time believing that they could ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, there's got to be a reason that so many cultures around the world have stories of similar things, that people have dismissed as legends. Let's not forget, we were told that giants were just a legend. And we found out in recent times, at least most of the people here, that no, they were not legends. They really were. The Bible's true, man. There was giants. A lot of people don't know. They go, what, Goliath? I'm like, he had two brothers there. Two.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why David picked up 3 stones to begin with.
And he was a damn pretty good shot too. To beam somebody's head with a sling and a sling.
Dude, you ever see those things in action?
Yeah.
They'll fucking turn a shield inside out in the right man's hand.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some guy that I somehow started subbing to on YouTube years ago, and occasionally it'll come across my feed, and he makes all these homemade like basically slingshots to an extent, and
slings.
It'll blow your mind what he does. A little bit of plastic, a little bit of this and that.
It'll blow your mind in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll blow your mind in real life, man. Those things are dangerous.
The accuracy is phenomenal. It's amazing. I've seen that shit. It's crazy.
I got a video on what can fire with.
Yeah. So you have those things. This world is crazy because where I live in Sardinia, I don't know if you guys watch My Lunch Break, but he's got some great stuff. He went and he did a one of his more like 2 videos ago. He talks about the giants of Sardinia, and I'm like, my God, I didn't even know that it was like that over there. But apparently, the place was covered in giants. Small little island right off the south of Corsica, and there were giants all over the place. Then
Sardinia?
you go, yeah. So you go much of Italy, in Syria, in Greece. These giants were everywhere, man. They were everywhere.
Right.
And so another common theme that we're starting to see is that the heads are missing on a lot of these statues. Heads gone, right? And so another thing that I see with these giants, when they talk about these giants, they have horns. They have horns on them. You know what I'm saying? So I know many of us see like things like Vikings and stuff like that, or we've seen Loki being depicted as, the trickster, and he's got horns. Well, he could very well be the offspring of fallen angels, or he himself could be, you know what I'm saying? Like these fallen angels had hybrids. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't just have sex with with women, man. They had sex. They were boning everything that moved. animals included.
And there's your legends of chimeras, you know, like the Minotaur and the Centaur and those types of things. You know,
Manticore.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I
You
had
would
a
be able to
prediction.
do
Vlad.
mRNA to make you compatible with anything these days if you were good enough.
Say again?
I think they could use mRNA technology to make you compatible with other beings if they wanted to.
Maybe, maybe.
Lord.
I don't think that
I
that's
hope.
something that we're supposed to be fucking with. You know, I mean, like,
No.
okay, look, that's the whole thing. Anytime man discovers some of God's work, the first thing he wants to do, it seems, is to start fucking with it before he even knows anything about it.
Mm.
And it seems to have been the case all throughout this with their fucking with genes. I remember when I was just a kid and they were telling us, oh, they discovered the DNA molecule. And it was really cool because we learned that it means deoxyribonucleic acid, you know. And, you know, everybody was like, oh, that's really cool, you know, and that's what makes the building blocks of you. And they told us that only 20% of it was viable. The rest of it was just junk DNA left over from, of course, evolution, right? And then in later years, after they already been gotten fucking with it and doing shit, then they go, oh, wait, no, we were wrong. It actually works in sequences. And we don't really know how that operates. But that's okay. We're still going to fuck with it some more. Oh, my God. Come on.
And now with this whole bird flu thing that has the already too large of numbers of people wearing masks. I was out last couple of days. So many people here in Houston in masks. It's insane.
Yep, Callie's got it too.
Yeah, and so now think about that. Like, part of this is they've got that gene editing sequence, so they're trying to, you know, like part of their big story was going after, and they kept repeating, backyard flocks, backyard flocks, backyard flocks. So they're trying to attack not only people being self-sufficient, but also a way to get in, like we saw with that whole squirrel story recently.
Mm-hmm.
That we can get into your home. We can do whatever we want, even with some pet squirrel, much less your chickens in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we know they have the control over the farmyard, so they're going to be able to get, like, talking about, like you said, about gene editing. So you've got that, what do they call it? The CRISPR technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
The CRISPR stuff. So they're going to end up putting that in every single chicken in the world. Forget any organic chicken, and then that stuff, as far as my understanding, can translate to humans. So then all of a sudden it gets into us, and then you take like Elon's chip and everything else, and you literally change your DNA. Therefore, you're literally no longer a human any longer.
Right, and you're under
at some stage soon, all of your vaccines are going to have mRNA in them. So every animal that you eat is going to be vaccinated with an mRNA vaccine.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing, that this is what you were just saying. I want to touch on that too. Okay, like for instance, you can't patent corn, you can't patent wheat, but if you genetically tweak it enough so that it's not the original thing and it's of your creation, then you can indeed put a patent on it, and that means that you own that. Okay, now you have the rights to it. So what happens if you have your own DNA tampered with and you become, in respect, a GMO? And not so much you, but your children. Let's always let's never forget the fact that they don't run this shit as primarily on us as they do for the children. They don't give a shit what you think about it. It's this group of kids who in just a very short period of time are going to be part of the adult force.
Yep.
Okay. That's who they're concerned with. That's why they run this shit through the indoctrination centers of the school and everything. They run it to an extent out on the people, but they're not really concerned if you give a shit what they're teaching kids in the school. They don't care. Okay.
Yeah, and all the younger kids of today, depending on where they were brought up, you know, they've been brought up in fear of each other. You know, be careful if you cough on each other, you might die.
Yep.
That's the way that they've been brought up. They spent 3 years that way, you know, being put into bubbles at school, being told, go into that circle, that's where you have your lunch. You can't play with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's
Even
what they were brought up in.
Religious separation in school. I remember that when I was in school. The children that wasn't allowed to play with us after school. You know, their parents wouldn't even want us to talk together in school.
Man, like I grew up in a time where you could share drinks with people.
Yeah.
It was all right. You could share drinks.
You all remember? Hold on. You all remember when anybody ever heard something about that they were going to take this DNA from a woolly mammoth, and that there was going to breed an actual woolly mammoth from it?
I remember that. Yeah, that was back in the 80s, wasn't it? Yeah.
Shit, it goes back further than that. That goes back to like around the mid 70s. I can remember reading about that based on these frozen mammoth that they found in Siberia.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
it was so the people that found it actually ate part of it because they were hungry. You know, they actually cooked it and ate part of it. But they had now the DNA has been preserved, and they were going to run that with a Indian elephant and create a woolly mammoth. They were supposed to have one by at least 79 or 80. Okay. And here we are. And then I just ran across something where they say scientists have discovered that they can create a woolly mammoth. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still waiting, man. I'm still waiting. They keep just saying they run the same fucking stories over and over and over and over and over. And Vlad,
before I get off here, I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna say bye to you guys. I want to say I'm gonna do a little show called Physics and Flight, and I'm gonna trim out all the dumb shit that I've heard Glover say about flight and physics and put it into a show. It's gonna be fun. All right, I'll see you guys later.
I just noticed your name just now. Brenda's worst nightmare. I love it. I don't know if Vlad did that or you did that. I don't know how that.
Well, I did it.
That's awesome.
It was me.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's all right.
All right, later, guys.
I'm going to make a prediction, Vlad. I'm going to make a prediction, Vlad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, yours as well as mine ears are going to be burning regardless of what we do, because I have a feeling that whatever fucking bullshit show like Coffee Talk or whatever that Karen does tomorrow, I believe we're going to be probably the primary feature on that fucking bullshit just because of that crap.
Right, yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And say hi to follow for me,
Get
friend.
ready. The hits are coming. The hits are fucking coming. The gloves are off.
Yeah.
And hey, sorry, this one's for Angela Baby Carson, then. ABC, let me know if you can see this. She wanted to see my guinea pigs. Before,
Oh,
remember?
yeah. I know ABC's a big guinea pigs fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys see them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking.
ABC, are you in the house?
She's
I saw her name down there before, so
Do they
you
taste
can have a
like?
look later.
Do they taste like regular pig? Like, are they like make little hams out of those? Or?
People say it's more like chicken.
I think it tastes like chicken.
Only you.
No, I don't believe it.
Later, guys.
Well, I'm a comedian I heard again the other day. This comedian was saying
I don't
that
like chicken. It tastes too much like rattlesnake. You know?
this guy was saying everything tastes like chicken. Then why does an egg not taste like chicken?
Yeah.
Right. Right? You
That's
guess.
true.
Fuck yeah.
It's like the Matrix, man. They said everything tastes like chicken because they didn't really know what anything tastes like.
All right. I ain't even going front, man. I like chicken and I like eggs. So
Fucking ain't right.
Heck yeah, man. Until we start getting all that CRISPR in this.
Little joint up there in my road's got the best fried chicken I've had ever from any place, and that even beats old KFC before it was KFC, when it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, back when it was good.
Yeah, and
Right?
yeah, KFC was written in cursive, and it
Yeah,
had
yeah,
the
it was
damn
the full word. The
Kentucky
full
Fried
word.
Chicken. Yeah,
They sold that
Mashed
shit
just
out
the
to a
brown
corporation.
gravy, man. That's
They
where
kept the
like,
branding. They kept the branding, but they changed the name because that was specific because they weren't going to be using the same procedures and shit as Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's
and
right.
so they wouldn't let them use Kentucky Fried Chicken when they sold it. So they changed it to KFC and they kept all the rest of the fucking shit. And people were none the wiser.
Wait, what?
Well, you can taste the difference.
What is this? What are you talking about? Where did the divide come in?
When Kentucky Fried Chicken sold the company and it
Okay.
became KFC.
I didn't realize that they sold it. I thought that was just a marketing.
Is that
And,
why it doesn't taste the same?
Yeah, that's
That must
exactly
be it,
why.
man.
You know,
So one
Kentucky
day it
Fried
tasted shitty next to it. Yeah,
Kentucky Fried Chicken is considered a delicacy in Japan. Like
Yeah,
dudes
it
go,
is.
it's like Ruth's Chris over here. Kentucky Fried Chicken. I know it's funny, right? But it's true. In Japan, Kentucky Fried Chicken, man, they are over there. They will bow to you with the little serviette on their arm and stuff. Over here,
Yeah.
sir, madam, sit your ass down, man. You listen to some nice music, and they serve you some biscuits with some fried chicken, man. Like,
Dude,
I'm
unlike
serious,
the
man.
funniest
unlike
thing
my
I ever
daughter's-
saw. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg.
That's all good. Unlike my daughter's mom, I've only given her fast food like she's 11, maybe 5 times in her life, and a couple times because we were in that situation we had to. But one time I was like, "You got to try this KFC. We're gonna change things up. We'll go do it. Get some brown gravy on this mashed potatoes." And first of all, the atmosphere, and I'm sure it can be different. It was just like creepy. But that's interesting because I didn't remember because I hadn't had it in decades, but I was expecting that bite into that crispy chicken to be something different.
It wasn't.
Interesting.
Did you know?
Okay.
From what I understand, I could be mistaken, but when you buy a bucket of chicken, after you eat your bucket, you can go back for a refill, a free refill. I'm serious. I know. That's what I said. I was like, God damn, man. How hungry are you going to be eating all that chicken? One of those chickens, I don't eat fried chicken myself, but one of those chickens, yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Wait up, Vlad. I'm Australian, man. The only thing that I know about Black Americans is they eat a lot of fried chicken. That's all I know.
But nah,
Come on, man. You're ruining the stereotype.
No. We a lot of us don't eat fried food.
Saab is covering his right eye. It's one eye.
That's why I said it's true. It's true.
My gosh.
No.
Man, you're ruining the stereotype.
When I was in Frankfurt, Germany, back in 1984, right? There was a McDonald's in Frankfurt, and McDonald's was relatively kind of new to Germany. They didn't have a whole lot of them at the time yet. And it was funny. I remember they had these UFO Happy Meals, and they had just introduced chicken McNuggets, and it said UFO Hanschen McNuggets have galanted, and there was these UFO meals. And let me tell you something. It was funny as shit to see all these adults sitting in this fucking McDonald's eating goddamn Happy Meals out of a plastic UFO and shit, man.
Do you remember the stuff with Popeyes a couple years ago where there were like people
They were
beating the heck
fighting
out of each other
over the chicken sandwiches. Yeah, people were getting shot.
Literally.
Yeah, like I don't.
Because they run out of the sandwiches, and it was just people having a fucking riot over the shit.
Oh, the chicken sandwiches.
Listen, you want to see some good shit? Go to Waffle House, man, late at night.
Oh,
now we are playing the
Hey, what's yellow? What's yellow and has 2 teeth? The third shift at Waffle House.
Oh God. Oh, family man, yo, it is 2:30 in the morning, and I gotta get my black ass in the shower, and I gotta go to bed. So, family, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been amazing, guys. You have anything? What's up?
I'm gonna send you. I guess I'll email it to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you a link to a video that just flashed in my head when you said that you wanted to go wash your black ass and go to bed. It's a song called
Do we want to see that video?
Why Must I Cry? Okay. And it's this dude that he filmed like his own song or something, and he's like in the shower putting soap on himself, and he's going, "Why must I cry?" And I just thought of that. I was like, no, man, why did that pop into my head?
Shit. I'm about to go take my ass in that warm ass shower, man, because it's cold out this bitch.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll just put the link in. It's funny shit.
All right. So, gentlemen, final thoughts.
I got it.
Thanks, Vlad. Man, I appreciate you having me on again.
Oh man, anytime, G.
Here you go, guys. This is.
Here's my. So
I
this
want y'all to see this, guys. I want y'all to see this because then think about Vlad taking a shower. Okay, I'm gonna put it over in the private chat too.
So for now, that's what I'm leaving you with. So this is something that I got probably circa 2005, well maybe 6. Some local artist in Houston that I keep on my wall. So you guys, everybody, continue reveal the truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Oh, and one last thing that I showed earlier. So let me show you. So this right here, I love live music. So, but I have no talent. My live music came from when I got my YouTube channel in the early days of live music. And I used to go see live music 3-4 days a week if I could. But so what you're seeing right here, this is a bass guitar box, and there's more to the story, but I got a bass guitar. I hardly ever played the guitar, but I made more use of the box than the bass guitar. And this thing has been seen by literally tens of thousands of people of Houston back in my days of my street activism and going over the bridge with our vlog, our freeway blogging stuff. So yeah, I have a good artist friend that helped me project that on there and get that, and I love it. It's my favorite piece of art ever, and it has so much history with so many friends and truth over many years, holding this thing, like I said, for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people to see. Somewhere it was hit with some BBs or pellets or whatever at some point when somebody took a shot at us from the road below, but I love it. I got it framed some years back, and just thought I'd share it. Anyway, thanks, Vlad.
Oh yeah, brother.
All.
Anytime, man. Anytime. That's mad interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So now plain reality before you go, somebody saying if you have a channel.
Yeah, I do, man. But most of my stuff has been put on Twitter, but I haven't posted on there for a while. So if you, I think it's at reality_plane on Twitter. And apart from that, I do have. I'm not too sure what it is on here on YouTube. You can drop a link another day. But I've got to get off my ass and start posting. I'll start moving everything over to YouTube and then putting some more on, because I've got a lot of stuff that I've got coming out soon that's going to be proving and definitively showing why boats disappear over the horizon.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
so go ahead
that's all I got, man. And also I heard before, man, you guys saying that Jaron only dropped 6 hours of footage from the Handycam or from his GoPro. Is that just one lot? Is he going to be dropping more? Because he said he was going to drop about probably 30 hours.
Man, so far,
So he's only dropped 6 hours, and that's all it is. That's a bit bad.
Yeah, 6 hours for their for his
body cam.
special channel, his VIP.
Yeah.
Where the champagne room, Jaren's champagne room, so to speak. So all that bullshit.
Well,
man.
I'm just hoping that that's just one section of it, and there's going to be another 4 of those dropped or something. But if there's not, that is a little bit weird.
That's mad suspect.
That's definitely a bit suspect, yeah. Like, because he said he was going to drop at least probably 24 hours or so worth of. And he didn't say that was going to be like on the sun the whole time, but he basically said the whole time that he's there, he's going to wear the body cam and give everyone the footage. So there should be more like 30 hours worth of footage.
Yeah. So if I'm wrong, like, I would love to be wrong. I would love for this dude to come through and shut me the hell up and come up with the stuff that we hope that he would. But like, I'm not even going to hold my breath, man. Not even going to lie to you. I am not holding my breath and expecting something good out of this whole thing, but whatever. Yeah. To wait and see,
isn't it? But anyway, man, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And,
You got it,
catch
brother,
you,
man. And
catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tuesday it is. Tuesday. All right. So, Disc Lord. What you got, brother?
Great show as always. And till next time.
All right.
Sleep well and all the good stuff.
Thank you. I got to get in that shower first.
Right.
I got to get in that shower. Porter, what you got, homie?
Y'all. Look, Vlad, I appreciate you doing this. Sav, I appreciate you showing up and taking flack like you did tonight, man. Stay strong, y'all. Just keep looking at things. I heard that Flat Earth Banjo's got some videos out too. I'm gonna go check his stuff out before I pass out, and I'll keep y'all updated. Y'all.
Yeah, I gotta get to bed. Wow, I didn't know it was a late. Fuck.
Right, man. All right. Sav?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I suspect that tomorrow's gonna be probably. We better get ready. There's probably some arrows coming. I ain't too worried about it though, because when have I ever give a fuck what anybody says?
Yeah.
And that's just how I am. I think that kind of response was heavy duty revealing in itself. I mean, I was kind of aghast that a so-called investigating truther of sorts would actually ask what the psyop is and not recognize how it is within itself. Yeah, I mean, it just blew my shit away right there.
Yeah.
And then there's no objectivity, obviously, right? I'm looking at what I've got so far, and I have to look at these things from the point of view that we've seen many people in the chat tonight and other places say, you know, how come McKeegan and this other guy gets their shit up and they don't? How come theirs is behind a paywall now? Why, you know, I mean, there's just a lot of shit that's very questionable about this that I feel is not enough to prove to me, even beyond a reasonable doubt, that there actually is a 24-hour sun. And this whole push that there is from both the people on both sides, okay? And I'm talking about the bigger channels that are saying, well, this means we have to figure out why there's a 24-hour sun. No, we have to determine there actually was a fucking 24-hour sun before we even start with that. I mean, if you want to and hypothesize, that's great. You learn that way. But as it stands right now, the only thing we have right now is very questionable video.
Yep. And
questionable behavior when it comes to the releasing of video.
Yep.
Not to mention the 404 error shit. I mean, I'm sorry, man. This whole thing, if it was to be some kind of an experiment, it certainly was by no means scientific. And even if it was, you would have to say that it is completely fucking contaminated.
Yes. Yes. Like nobody would accept this as an experiment. No self-respecting scientist, if you want to call them that, would ever consider this a viable experiment.
No.
And so they'd laugh at you. They'd be like, oh, well, you're missing so many parts. Like they'd laugh at you. The only thing experiment like, yeah,
I gotta wrap it up so you can wash your ass, Vlad.
Yeah, right.
That's what they said in the chat right here.
Yeah, so the only thing experiment like, man, was that they went to Antarctica. Other than that, they're like, yeah, ain't shit happening. Nobody would fucking respect that. But whatever, it's all good though. It's all good. It was an interesting night. It was a good night. Totally worth it. And so I look forward to doing it with y'all again here very soon. It looks like Tuesday is going to be the next night that I'm on, family, and it's going to be an early Tuesday. You know, plain reality, is that true?
No,
Greg,
not me, bro. I was on mute.
Oh, Greg just got all kinds of shit going on in the back.
Hello, Mom.
Oh, so yeah, so Tuesday I'll be on again. Now it's going to be a little bit earlier than usual, so I'll probably start my transmission on Tuesday at around maybe 5:30. So you can be expecting that. But fam, that's all I got. Shit. About to take my ass in the dang shower, man. I got to get in there. Feel a lot better. And you guys, don't let this craziness going on get to you, because we're not going to let it get to us, even though we may appear as if it's gotten to us. It hasn't. But we're thinking about it. Totally. We're totally thinking about it. But family, that's all I got. And before I part, I'm definitely going to leave y'all with my blessing. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Most of all, wisdom, family. Wisdom. Be wise. Totally. And with that, family, I'm out. We are out. See you on Tuesday.
Love you, lad. Thank you. Good night.
Much love.
Peace.
See you.
Bye. Peace, y'all. Peace.